They freaked out. Okay, hey, Lady Lovegood gifted a tier 1 sub to How Now Pun Cow for 100 subs. We're at a level 3 hype train. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we are. If we
All
hit
right.
level 5, we have a giveaway.
We're back. Level 5, 100%. There, it does trigger a giveaway. And now let's jump in there for some character introductions. So Nisa, you're top left. Why don't you?
top.
High up there.
Yeah.
Hello. All right. Gosh. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you, Ari, for dropping 5 sub bombs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's appreciated. So yeah, I'm Nisa or Nizrith in chat. I did not realize that was top left. So hold on. Let me. Yeah. You know what? Group hug. I'm dropping a group hug emote.
Yay. That is one of my favorites.
I love it. It's probably one of my most used. So it's so wholesome.
I'm here now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have the pillow, which you can get at exclamation merch. But the thing is, I left the pillow in my car, so it's still there for reasons. But anyways, yeah, I'm Nisa, or Nizrith in chat. I play our rogue Avenir Elsbein, who is also an arcane trickster. Yeah. I'm trying to think of, like, other things to talk about. Oh, we have a little bit of a preview of her backstory at the end of last session. So, let's see what the session has in store for us. Okay, that RP last session was so great.
It was so great.
That last session was a lot of fun.
That was so great. So, yeah, that me. So I guess Cody is to my right on camera, so I'm going to put my candle. I'm gonna give my candle over to Cody. Am I going the right way?
Are you about to give him hot wax?
Other way.
It's unlit. It's unlit.
Oh, I thought it was like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I do need to light it up though. But okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. I got it. We're good.
Okay.
And
Oh my
somehow
god!
it managed to turn into a Pikachu.
Adorable.
Very well themed for today too. So.
Oh yes, absolutely. Hello everyone. As the plushie, states, I am Ziochu in chat, or also known as Cody. I play Kalen Vesteris, our half-elven cleric ranger. A lot of things have been going on with him lately, but a lot of people don't know the reason why. Even I might not know the reason why. I guess we'll have to find out.
He's going through puberty.
Hey, he could be. You never know. But yeah, so you can tell who I am in chat. I'm one of the spiciest individuals you ever know.
Freaking out.
But I also show a heck of a lot of love. And to, preface all that, there's the emotes that go along with that.
Yay.
And I guess I'll throw it down to I'll throw the Pikachu down here to Odd. So here you go.
Okay. Oh, and it turned into Matt Smith Llama. Isn't that?
Matt Smith Llama.
Matt Smith Llama. He's been hanging out on my desk for a bit. So, actually, I'll meet him back in a minute. Hi, I'm Odd, Wizard of Odd in chat. I'm gonna drop. I usually drop the Kappa, but I'm gonna drop my current favorite emoji that I got. Which is this guy ducking under an arrow.
Nice.
How fitting.
It's just very relevant.
It's so good.
It was.
Oh, that's one of the hype emotes.
It was a hype emote, yeah. So they like my Matt Smith llama. When did I get that? I think I got this at RTX Austin actually.
Oh wow.
Jeff was a baby, and I gave it to him in his stroller.
So you've had that for a while.
Yeah.
Man.
So there's me. I play Katrin Hizzy. She is a high elf wizard illusionist who also likes to burn things because there's just some things that you have to solve with fire rather than illusions.
This is true.
$15.
Hey, thank you. Steve donated $15,
And
Marina,
then after that,
and then Marina donated another $100 towards the player.
Thank
you, Marina.
Oh my gosh,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
Guys, we're already almost there.
We are almost there. Holy
We're
crap.
at
Less than
40
50.
Yeah, and then
Oh my God.
because the ones I missed, Nisa donated $50. Lady Lovegood donated $25. Michi donated $6. Ari donated $40. And Gwen donated $150.
That's
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
so
Wow.
freaking much.
Busy girl.
Please donate within your means.
Yes.
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 Please take care of yourself.
And then a week
sorry,
ago,
take care of
last
us.
week, I just saw Sam donated $420, of course.
I assume she wanted to add that to the goal, so I added it to the little command thing.
That's on brand for us.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah. I just want to say, I just want to interject real quick. Y'all are amazing. Like,
Yes,
I'm
I
sure you guys are taking care of yourselves before donating, but thank you guys so much. Like,
We do that.
not just for this, but all the support. You guys are incredible.
Yeah,
So,
for real. Without you guys, we couldn't keep doing these streams, so I really, really appreciate it.
And
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are helping out Wes so much just by doing
Ngā
this.
mihi. That's one motto word that we can give around here is thanks.
Mama
Ngā mihi.
donated $24. Thank you for some
Aw.
spicy memory trauma.
oh,
How do you know there's gonna be trauma? What?
It's
it's a player memory,
Wes,
Wesley.
You can't even
This
do one
paprika,
shopping episode.
what?
You couldn't do 35 pages worth of shopping.
Yeah,
It's just a
we
whole
need
shopping
that.
memory.
Jeez.
just going to the
Mom,
mall.
Like back to
Mommy,
school
you-
shopping.
Yeah, you guys can't. Yeah, and no, yeah, it's just Katrin going back to school shopping as a kid for like
Yeah.
The old
35
back to school
pages.
shopping.
Yeah, and our
Be
mom's
old.
making
Until
her
the
buy
bus caught
her-
fire
I
and
want-
everyone was murdered and yeah.
And somehow the mall caught fire.
yeah.
The ye old mall.
Okay.
Anyways,
The old
speaking of
elf
which,
mall.
yeah. Odd, go ahead. Sorry.
I was trying to think. So yeah, that's her. She likes to burn things, makes crispy boys. Sometimes accidentally almost TPKs the party because she has no
Accidentally.
self-control. But she's learning. She's learning self-control. Very little.
Are you trying to tell this to like ye old Judge Judy or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or ye
Yeah.
old therapist.
It's more
Ye
like
old
I'm trying
court.
to convince myself that
This is Katrin's testimony that she did in fact not burn those barracks down.
maybe. Yeah. You got a little bit of backstory from her last time, so hopefully there's more of that coming because we're getting pretty good at the RP, and I think
Yeah,
that's
I'd
it.
say so.
So, we're gonna take Matt Smith Llama and we're gonna hand it over to Steve. Here, gonna go that way. So
Aha!
You take Matt
Wow,
Smith
we all
Llama.
can celebrate with how we're getting so close to that player memory with this cake that I just got given before.
Hey!
Yeah.
Share.
Cake, chocolate cake.
Give.
How
I
that's
want
a
some.
cake.
No.
I want
It is
some.
a medium block chocolate
Wait, no.
cake, courtesy of Oh wow! Can I not say the supermarket name? What?
Ah,
What happened? Well, here's my
It's
actual bit.
Elaine's chocolate cake.
Elaine's chocolate cake, yeah. So, you know, I always gotta do a little bit. I've kind of gone extra this time. Wow, how did I get in this place? What?
well,
Hi,
That's pretty great.
my gosh.
hi there. Welcome to my library.
You guys
Oh,
let
where's
that
my
burn
book
down
then?
though.
This is another library, sir. This is
let
the
it do
one.
anything. It was already on fire.
It was already on fire.
So
mean,
none,
This is the-
none of you added any fire to that at all.
Oh, this one was.
No, I don't know.
This is the library next door to the other library that somehow got burnt down. We totally didn't do that. Did we do that? I don't think
No,
we did that.
it's the library that the undead overlooked. They're like, nah, we're not
Yes.
touching that.
yeah, that library is only filled with like Lifetime magazines. And...
Yeah, we don't want to mess with that.
Lifetime. The documentaries and stuff. Well, hi, I'm Tyson. Oh, wait, how do I usually? I'll just usually start with, "Hi, I'm Tyson. I'm forgetting how I do these intros now. I'm like, do I say I'm NZ Stephen F? Hi, I'm Tyson. I'm not reading off this book of what I'm supposed to say. I'm a my
Male
brain's
fighter Goliath.
There you go.
a male fighter Goliath. Oh, for some reason, I was thinking ale,
An
like the drink.
ale, an ale
I am
fighter
an ale
Goliath.
fighter.
Yeah.
we need like a round of ale after.
Yar.
Hey, Lassie, I'm an
We're
ale
all
fighter.
in an ale. I don't have a bar photo. I was gonna be like, oh wow, how do we get into this bar? Hi, I'm Tyson, a male fighter Goliath who has made many mistakes along this 32 episodes of Yeet for Initiative. He tries to correct those mistakes and hopefully makes it easier to live on a daily basis in Braedon and many places in the Yeet for Initiative universe. I am the Tyson emote and the hype train emote because we hyping in this household in this paprika.
Thank you for using the Tyson emote. Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I forgot
And
that we have
yes,
our character
I'm-
emotes.
I also forgot.
But I am NZ70F. I'm going to give this cake. Please save some for me. Who's next to me? Oh, down. I'm dropping the cake.
Cake?
I'm Joey.
Don't drop the
Yeah.
cake.
It's
Chocolate cake.
interesting that you have cake.
You
Don't drop
guys
it.
have like all these weird
Yeah.
things: candles, Pikachu's, llamas, and cake. I've just got lemonade.
Hold on. Hold on. I didn't drop it
Wait!
yet.
Oh,
I didn't drop it
The
yet.
magic! The magic is.
I was the magic.
Drop it!
Okay. Hopefully this doesn't give you donk
no.
damage. Oh no, I
Ow.
dropped the cake on you. I'm so sorry.
I just have lemonade.
From
I mean,
Raising
Sponsored
Cane's.
by
Cane's.
Cane's.
Not really sponsored, but please sponsor
Please
us, Raising Cane's.
sponsor.
Let's
Where's-
sponsor
yeah,
us.
I
Sponsored,
mean,
not
that'd be
sponsored.
great. We're still working on a Dairy Queen sponsorship, but you know.
Yeah, we
We'll get
are.
there one
Ooh,
day.
Dairy
We will get
Queen.
there.
Oh, yeah. Catherine Wears is a good point. The 1 week Dr. Bolas has a drink.
Yeah.
I was going to do something else, but I'll save it for next
No
time.
greatest hits this week, guys.
No,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh no, I
Okay,
need my
I wanna-
greatest hits fix.
I have a peeling CMJ's barbecue.
I have this stick ball point pen drink.
Okay,
Anyways,
Anyway.
everybody,
Speaking of segues,
I'm Dr. Boneless. I'm gonna drop my side chicken chat.
Ramona!
I'm Megasaur9 in chat, and I'm Dr. Boneless, the deep gnome warlock, who's just
He lives his best life.
He's doing a lot better now that we reworked some things.
This is
Yes.
true. This is true.
he's trying his best.
He's
Doing
a strong
amazing.
boy now. He's a strong boy than before.
All right, that's Dr. Boneless. He was once married. I don't know the status
Ramona.
right now.
Patricia, Ramona was the chicken.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ramona was.
Ramona was the literal side chick.
That-
Did I?
oh my gosh, it took us 32 episodes to
a
make that
side
joke.
of chicken. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Dr. Boneless. I'm gonna
Thank
pass
you for
my
telling me,
just
Lisa.
regular, straight up lemonade drink, nothing weird, over to Katie.
Ah,
Hey.
Hey Steve, what happened to the collab goal?
this way.
Coming from the side.
I didn't type it in wrong. The bot did it wrong. Don't look at my previous history in chat. Into an ad. Hold on, I'll try and find it. Oh, you go, Katie. I'll
Oh,
change
hi.
it.
Yeah,
Hi,
go
I'm
for it.
Katie. I'm dropping the Kaylin emote into
Yay!
chat.
Hey.
Because, not just because I love Cody, but because I thought that you won RP award of last week. So
Well, thank you. I
Yeah.
very much
Yes.
appreciate it.
I
it was
will be-
awesome. Your role play was actually something I talked about like all week with random people in my life. I was like, oh, there was this moment, and it was
Aw.
awesome.
So good.
So I had a lot of fun
So
last
good.
week with you.
It's
So
gonna make
I
me
thought you did an
cry.
awesome job. Don't cry. Don't cry. Oh right, who am I?
Who are you?
Six,
How did you get
What
here?
character am I?
I am Katie, and I play a Goliath barbarian named Jade because she's jaded AF.
And she's
And-
awesome.
Hold it. I did it again. Oh no.
Oh, no,
Keep going.
Steve,
What did you do?
He makes
I think I broke the
you
computer.
broke the Streamlabs again.
Boy. Oh boy. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Jade is a tough and at times very harsh character to be around and to talk to. But I think that she has been slowly making her way, opening up to different party members with the help of her BFF hashtag ship for life Edgar.
Great.
And
I will say,
You're
Edgar,
feeling
Edgar
this
is
shit.
fun to play. He's fun to
Oh,
play.
I bet.
They're
I
my
bet it is.
OTP.
Yeah,
They
go.
are my
While
OTP.
Tyson's over here like, what? In the corner.
Hashtag Jaedon Edgar.
hashtag
Jedgar.
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 Or in the
Aid.
SS
I'm here for
Jedgar.
it.
Aid.
Aid.
No, I like Jedgar.
Jedgar's a good one.
Sorry, Avenir and Kaylin.
Eh,
Jade and
it's fine.
Edgar are the
The
OTP.
train
No,
has
I'm also
passed.
on that ship, so.
Yeah, we're on that ship too. It's fine.
caving here.
Because it's fun, I'm gonna talk about a snack I feel like right now, which is
Hey.
pizza. Which Gwen made me want pizza, which made me mad because I
Order
don't
pizza.
have pizza. So
Oh.
thanks, Gwen.
Gwen, can you tell me what that actual thing was in that photo you put up? I don't know what that is.
The cinnamon
Our
rolls.
pizza. Are those cinnamon rolls? Oh, is that what that was? I
You,
was like,
you had said like top left,
Cinnamon
right?
rolls?
yeah,
Yeah,
I thought that
they're
was.
little mini cinnamon rolls.
You guys live your best life in the
I want
States.
cinnamon
Yes.
rolls.
It's called
We-
diabetes.
yeah, it's called
Diabetes.
hashtag fat kid life. And I have a major in that.
As do I.
You know
Me too.
As do I.
the art of it.
We are very well versed in the art of the fat kid life.
For anyone who's eaten my cooking, you'd know.
Your cooking was not fatty though. Although this
Oh,
past
yeah.
week was the last time or the first time I ever tried your cooking, which I have to say, amazing.
Really? Okay, good. I'm glad.
Dude, I like wrote to Sammy and instead of you, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I was like, Sammy, Wes, this was so delicious. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys saw on Wes's Instagram story last
No, I didn't get a
Sunday.
chance to
pulled
look.
pork.
I need to.
Oh,
That
the
little-
pulled pork looked
The
amazing.
pulled
Yeah,
pork was
he made
just.
pulled pork, and literally I was like, "Oh my god, want?" He's like, "Cool, I'll drop some off." I was like, "Oh my god, yes!"
Food.
It was so good.
It
Thank
looked
you.
amazing.
I'm glad you guys
Thank
liked it.
you, Wes. It was so good. I realized I don't think I thanked you, but I thanked Sammy.
That's okay. She told
It
me
was a
about
team
it.
effort.
It's fine. I'm just glad. I'm just
Okay.
glad that you.
It's
you guys
okay.
liked it.
They're one and the same anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
No,
you for your
they're each
boyfriend's
their
cooking.
individual people. I should have thanked both of them.
Oh,
Touche.
was very tasty.
That is very true.
I've already eaten dinner. We're talking about food, and now I want food again.
Oh, now I want to
Yeah.
open the cake to celebrate how we're almost near that player
Oh,
meal.
please do. I want some.
Would you guys
Enjoy
like?
it for all of us.
Well, this-
Yeah,
we're
What
almost
does
there.
New Zealand cake taste like? Is it the same or like is it something different? I don't know. Do they
I don't
make
know, but
love
if I
and
go over
magic
there,
and
I'm
hobbits
trying
in
it.
Yeah.
Do
There's
they
apparently a lot of
use
things we have
it
to try
with
if we go over
equal
there.
rights and COVID protection?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, cry.
All right, guys. So you've met my lovely players. I am Wes, and tonight I am your
Hello.
dungeon master on Yeet for Initiative. Last week was kind of a crazy but fun episode, I think. We had a lot of great role play from everybody. Like, everybody just did a fantastic job. We learned some crazy things, some very crazy things, and everything's kind of going to crap right now as far as Braedon goes.
It's fine.
Really? Tell us more about
fine.
the final, what are we called, inhabitants
But-
of such
What are you
land.
talking about?
Braden's not going to be on fire or anything.
But-
It's fine.
Please,
You
no.
have
Don't do
managed to rescue Tyson's mother, the
My mom.
former king of Braedon, from her
Queen?
her.
Oh no, I
from
heard
her-
queen.
from-
I heard queen.
You said
Say
king.
king.
oh,
I heard queen.
No, you said
queen.
king.
Now his dad's
Sorry,
alive?
that's my fault. Yeah, Tyson's mother, the queen, the former
Mummy.
queen of Braedon,
Sorry, that was really.
from her lavish prison. Now, there are some interesting things going to be going forward, because not only have some of the Braedon guards found Jade's little rebellious encampment, but the inhabitants have fled into the open arms of Arturus, the snaky changeling vendor.
In present day talk, the little
We
And
don't
thank
stand
you,
on Taurus.
Anonymous, for the donation. Thank you, thank you,
Hey.
thank you.
That means we're $10.
Also,
no,
Before
less
we
than
start,
$10.
chat, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Because we were. Well, I'm.
Well,
the
we
chat
can, but
said
the
I was
chat's saying they're
quiet.
quiet.
You're saying you guys are all quiet?
Well, no,
I
it's
said
saying
I
that
was specifically.
Odd's
so I'm
quiet
starting to wonder
specifically.
if it's something else because we had trouble
Well,
with my other mic.
it's not Zoom. 'cause
You
we
sound
can hear
good. You
fine.
sound good to us.
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah, you
okay,
sound
I can
good to
hear
us.
Okay, chat. Just let me know if you can't hear me. I'll try speaking up. Yay!
All right.
you. Technical difficulty.
Nisa
So-
and I were on the same wavelength right there. Of course, discuss.
Yeah, they said when you put your microphone up, it was better.
Oh, yeah, when
This-
it gets close to your
Yeah.
mouth. Yeah,
Mm.
when you're like, Darth Vader.
Okay. It's just like right here, so I'm like, okay, hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
It's a little breathy, but if you move it for a little further out, it'll probably be okay. Yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
There you
there
go.
we go.
All right. So, last week, you guys decided to take a long rest before
We did do that.
going to visit Arturus to see about the other members of the rebellion that he is, quote unquote, keeping safe. Now, you also have a few other things that are going on right now. Today is the day when the representative of High Velantry is visiting the citizens of Nevad. All right. Now we start off. The long rest has occurred, and you guys are waking up.
Oh, I need to remember my stuff to my D&D. Because we'll get our
Oh, yeah.
stuff back.
Good idea. Make sure that I've got all my spell slots and everything back.
I already did the long rest.
Yeah,
I
I did.
did
Yeah, me too.
Yay.
I did that last week.
Dr. Boneless
Yay.
wakes up clutching Tyson's leg because he's had a nightmare.
My
Aw.
leg.
My leg.
My
My
leg.
leg.
And as you guys wake up, I need you all to make a perception check.
All
Okay.
I was gonna say, if we're
We're
about to do
starting
initiative, I'm
off
like,
on
oh
a
no.
great. Yeah, I was like, if you were gonna say roll for initiative, I'm like, bro.
Oh my dog, what's happening?
Okay, I have got mine.
That's
Anyone?
I've got mine. I have a 19.
I have an
20.
11.
22.
I have a.
Avener's still waking up. She got a 14.
I mean,
Everybody
Kalen's-
over a
Kalen's-
17, when you
Oh
wake
yeah, I got
up,
an 8.
you can smell smoke.
Well, somebody's barbecuing.
Who
Everybody get up.
is
Well, that
Can
can't
I
be
burning
good.
determine from
grass?
where?
at
Patron's
this
still like
time?
half asleep.
Can I determine from where?
Hey,
That's
we
a
just
good
got another $10 donation. I think we
We
just
hit
hit
the
our
goal.
player
We
memory,
just hit our
guys.
Hey!
Thank you all so very much.
Yay!
You guys are amazing. We love you.
Cheers
Thank
to
you,
that.
Thank you,
Yay.
Yes.
Is.
If I had a drink, I would cheers, but I don't.
So we got to
I have this
the
flavored
gold
water.
plus 69 cents, which is pretty unbelievable.
Bang.
On brand.
Thank
Come
you
on,
guys so
Braedon,
very,
this-
very much.
Thank
In
you
in this
guys.
broadcast.
It's
Now,
gonna be a good one, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll hop into the player memory in a little bit. But
Now
for
he has
now-
open. He has like he can put it wherever he wants
The
now.
people who rolled over
Exactly.
Yeah, you
17, you smell smoke.
Does it? Can I make another perception? Does it smell like food smoke or straight up fire smoke or people
Well, I
Actually,
mean,
that's a good
what did
idea.
you roll?
I rolled a 19.
19, and we had a 22. Okay, so for the
Yeah.
people 19 and above, this doesn't smell like food cooking. This smells like dense black smoke.
Okay, so it's straight up fire smoke. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna shake Tyson awake if he hasn't awakened.
Yeah, I haven't woken up yet. What up, little man? What's wrong?
There is a very strong smell of the fire essence, so we should probably investigate that. So let's
He-
get everybody up.
He's like, oh, that's not Grace. And then Tyson kind of alerts everyone, like, wake up, guys, it's not Grace, there's burning somewhere. Wake up, get up.
Somebody
You
go
hear
wake up
Katrin-
Jade. I'm too.
What?
You hear
afraid to wake
Katrin mutter in her sleep, "I didn't do it."
I didn't do it.
her.
Jade's already awake, I think. 'cause
Can
I
I
rolled
go
a
out
22.
towards like the hallways and see if I can see like where it's coming from?
Can I follow my nose and see where it's coming from?
So you guys, the people who sense it immediately would get up and look. And as you walk out into the dim light in the other room, lit by a torch, you can see that black smoke is starting to fill up on the ceiling.
Uh-oh.
We
Does
need
it
to
look
move
like,
now.
Yeah, do we know what direction it's coming from?
Yeah, you rolled a 19 and a 22, so you can see that it's coming from the direction of where the soldiers left the previous night.
Okay. So are they trying to smoke us
Oh,
out of
snap.
here?
You don't know?
Someone gonna
Yes.
come wake me up.
Someone come wait. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I woke
I'll-
everyone up. I woke all you guys
Uh,
up. When,
Yeah,
Why?
Tyson woke y'all up.
What is going on?
There's...
Kaylin looks at the smoke and just goes, "Those backstabbing sons of."
Yeah. If they're trying to smoke us out of here and they stabbed us in the back, Dr. Boneless is going to set something on fire.
Avenir is gonna look at the smoke and she's gonna tell everybody, lay low. The oxygen will be at the bottom. We can breathe easier if we lay low. Literally.
We're gonna do like a Mission Impossible. Dun, 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 dun,
Quite
dun,
literally,
dun, dun.
because that
Yeah.
like
That's literally
real
what it
life-
is.
Yeah. Real life tip for everybody: if you're stuck in somewhere that
Get
has
to the
smoke,
floor.
get to the floor.
Mhm.
Get to the floor.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
and don't open up the
DMCA.
windows, because windows will let in oxygen and that can make things worse. So find your way out, stay low, and
Mhm.
this is a public service
This has been
announcement.
a public service
Yield
announcement from
PSA.
Smokey the Bear.
There's a reason that
Uh,
drop is part of stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah.
Tyson would like to do just a check to see if his mum's there in a safe and sound.
She seems to be not, I would say comfortably, but she's sleeping on one of the makeshift beds.
Okay.
So like,
He makes sure that his
I
mum
make sh-
gets up and is kind of like within the group, not like at the back, just so that he knows she's surrounded by the best.
all right, doesn't notice anything.
Katrin
He's
starts
still
packing
nursing
up all
wounds.
his stuff. Her
Yeah,
stuff.
Avenir has her stuff packed and ready to go. Tries to find Jade. Is like, all right,
Okay.
what's the plan? Alturos first.
Edgar leaps out of bed. Do you all smell that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
We're
we're
like,
well
Edgar,
aware.
lay
Edgar.
low.
Man.
Yeah.
And he starts walking over to one of the doors to this room that leads out where the soldiers left. And you, as he's inspecting it, you can see that smoke is billowing from underneath the door and from the cracks above it.
Please say there's more than one way out of here.
This is the question to you guys for magic. Do you guys have anything that can blow things out of the way?
No.
I'm afraid
So-
I don't.
He looks at all of you and he's like, yeah, we can go out the other way towards our tourists. I mean, and he looks to Jade. That's where you wanted to go anyway, right?
Yeah, but do you think that they're trying to smoke us out?
Certainly
He like looks,
possible.
he's like, if they were trying to smoke us out, then they would probably light a fire closer to here. This looks, I'm not sure what this is, but, and then he like, you can tell he has this kind of panicked thought.
What?
They might have tried to set a fire in the tunnels to collapse them.
Yikes, we better get out of here then.
All
If
right,
it
let's
burns
move.
the supports, the whole place could come down. And then
Let's.
he like looks around, but that would collapse parts of the city too.
I don't know if
Unless
they...
unless Jaden doesn't care about that.
Yeah, yeah.
You
When
know,
has
that's what we
Jaden ever
do.
cared
See?
about his own people?
But
How about we get
how's
out?
going to excuse this of all things?
Listen,
He'll find
I'm
a way
all
about it.
Well, all I know is that we have to move, and we need to speak with Artoris anyway. So, gather up everyone and let's go.
I was
I
gonna
agree with
suggest.
Jade. We need to move.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest if we're gonna theorize, let's theorize on the way. We have to move now.
All right.
Yes.
So
we need
I'm
to
gonna
go.
point at the
Possible
magic
plan.
users real quick, and I'm gonna say, because we still have like remnants of like arrows and like random supplies and stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
From
So
the
I'll just
supplies
turn
you
to the group
stole.
and I'll say, I'll point at all of it and I'll say, take what you need.
I take as many crossbow bolts as I can.
I
Make
take
And
sure
my
there's
you
like
don't-
1,000 there, and you get all of them.
Yeah, no,
Tasha will like to-
the rebellion stole a bunch of arms and armaments meant for the kingdom. So
Yeah.
like there's like bows and crossbows and long swords and as well as crossbow bolts and arrows. You know, it's
Anything
all
like a
pretty
staff or-
generic stuff.
Yeah,
but,
anything
you know,
magical?
no magical
Uh,
stuff. I mean,
that's
that's
Yeah, I'm
Oh my
good. I
God.
don't need anything, so I
Yeah.
immediately like start to look
there's
out
not many
around.
practitioners of magic in the kingdom of Braedon.
That makes sense.
It's and Jade, you would know this. It is illegal for anyone to practice magic within the walls of Braedon unless it is specifically ordered by the king.
Ooh. So we're criminals too. Sweet.
Smooth.
You are already
I mean-
criminals.
I was gonna say we were criminals from the start.
Yeah.
Avenir is going to take 8 bolts, so she has 40 total, and also going to take 2 daggers and 1 crossbow, like hand crossbow.
Yeah. There's a couple just like very generic daggers that are
Sounds
there.
good. Yeah.
They're not
'cause-
weighted very well, but you think you can still manage.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, just given with everything, I think the daggers that I have and also the crossbow that I have,
Because-
it's worn for wear.
Because keep in mind, these are daggers for Goliaths. So to you, they're almost
Big
a short
daggers.
sword.
A chunky.
Or chunks. Then I'll
They're
just
thick
take one.
boys.
I'll take one Goliath-sized dagger then.
Okay. All
Can Tyson take? I don't know if this is pushing it because of how much inventory he has. I'm sure he's got heaps. So he's got 25 right now. Can he grab 15? So it'd be a total of 40 bolts. Just so he doesn't have to like
Yeah,
try and
that's
buy
fine.
more bolts.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, grab them.
Hey, we low-key have our shopping episode.
Yeah,
by
we do.
looting.
Start shopping up. Shop till you drop
Episode
this.
confirmed.
Is there a rope there?
Nortel.
All right.
Yeah, we gotta get going. Let's go.
Cold.
Yeah, let's go.
So
Is there a rope? Just to Tyson pick
as
up and
everybody's starting to pack up to
Yeah.
leave, Edgar notices that one of the members of your party is still fast asleep and snoring. As Ryak is still passed out on one of the beds.
Oh,
Tyson
Right.
goes up and whacks him, like where it kind of like he just had like healed his injuries. Not really hard, but it's like, get up, mate.
And
Gotta go.
Jade, you would notice this because you would be making sure that Edgar would leave with you. Edgar just stands over him with his arms crossed.
What are you planning?
Not really planning, just more along the lines of deciding whether or not I wake him up or leave him to choke to death in the smoke.
Is that really befitting of his crimes? If you're going to kill him, I at least expect you to do it with your own hands.
Yeah, but this might annoy him. All
He'll
right.
be dead
And
either
he
way.
just like looks down and then kicks the bed. Get up. And Ryak like jumps up and like you can tell he's still in pain from the 2 crossbow bolts that pierced his armor. And he kind of like gets up, stretches. And he was sleeping with his shirt off. This is a big, muscular guy. Like, he's probably 8.5 feet tall, and he looks like he's just pure muscle.
Him big.
This guy. I mean, you know, he could probably lift a tree out of the ground. Like this is a huge guy. So he like
He's
rolls out, like
think
looks
of
at
that.
everyone funny, and then like kind of realizes where he is, and starts to throw on his armor. I smell smoke. Does anyone else smell that?
Yes, we need to
We're a
move.
bit late there, right? We need to get your clothes and we need to leave. Get your stuff. We're
Less
on our way
talking,
to.
more walking. Let's
The
go.
queen
Yeah.
gets up. Yes. It is not befitting to be dressed like that in front of the queen. And he kind of like panics at that, like, and just like, oh no, I'm sorry, my queen, and like literally starts throwing on all of his clothes like as fast as he possibly can, like puts his belt on with the sword, and then, I'm ready. Where are we going? And he like kind
we're-
of blinks
That
it
is
away.
a good question.
we're following Edgar.
Oh, before we leave,
They're the only ones who know how to get
can
out of
we
here.
can we give the queen a sword and a shield if possible, just so we can equip her in case she needs to?
I mean,
Yeah,
you can
is there
try
any armor
whether or not the
put on the
queen will
queen?
take a sword and shield
Like,
from you. That's
Can we put some light leather armor
Okay,
on the
so
queen?
Tyson kind of RPs this. Mom, we really need you to shield up and armor up just in case we get attacked, so you can defend yourself.
and she like
Can you
kind of
please-
taps you in the face. Tyson, we both know that a sword and shield isn't exactly my style, and she picks up 3 daggers
Oh, Mama going,
and
going
and
shape.
a hand crossbow.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Can you
Oh.
suggest to her to at least wear armor just to give her a better like AC?
You can
At a
say
point.
it. You can ask her.
Mom, I know you don't like wearing any armor. You always said that it was kind of for me and Dad and the other one. But can you please wear this
Do you have any spare
Yes.
armor for me?
Jade? Do you by chance have any spare armor?
They have weapons and
Well.
arrows and things like that, but no spare sets of armor. Especially
Oh,
not
heck.
one for a female Goliath. Jade's armor was made specifically for her. These other ones are made for generic military guys, so you know it wouldn't fit
Yeah.
very well on one of the
Movie
male
extras,
Goliaths.
you know.
Dang.
Dang.
So no
Sounds
armor.
good. Oh,
But,
and
I
also,
mean, you're headed
Could
to
I
a place
also-
where you could potentially get some. So
Yeah. Also, is there any rope by chance? I never got a chance
Yes.
to get a confirmation of this rope. Okay.
Yeah,
I got a rope.
we established that
yeah,
there was rope.
there's like that you didn't get those from the supplies from the rebellion stole from Braedon, but there's rope. There's
I grab a thing of rope for myself too.
I'm gonna grab on that.
So you
I'm gonna
each
grab.
grab-
I
two.
still
you-
have my rope.
You each
so-
grab 50 feet of rope.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
go
also
ahead
want
and-
rope.
Go ahead and grab your rope, Dr.
Okay.
Thomas.
Okay, I grab my rope.
Our
Alright.
shopping episode. We're finally getting it. I grabbed 2
We're
just to be
making
safe.
it happen.
You tie them
And-
together. Now I have 100-foot
Ooh.
ropes.
100 foot. Hell
The
yeah.
room is more quickly beginning to fill with smoke now.
Let's get
Okay,
going.
we out.
All right, like
Yeah.
grabbing all of our ish. It's like, all right, guys, let's go.
Yeah,
This
you-
whole time, I was just impatiently waiting for people.
Jade's the
you-
last one out. Make sure everyone gets out.
Yeah. So everyone starts to leave, and Jade, you look back upon your home that you've spent the last decade living in, as the room very quickly begins to fill with dark black smoke. And you guys continue moving forward, following Edgar's lead through the darkened passageways.
Just to make sure we can kind of like establish like the order of who's going in. I just want to make sure that the mum is like surrounded by a lot of us in case of an impending attack.
Oh yeah, we
So she doesn't
protect
have any
Mama.
issue.
Oh yeah, we'll
We
protect.
protect
Mama
the mum in this
Tyson.
household.
We protect.
We protect. We also attack.
We re-attack. I tried to match the words. It didn't work. Keep
But
going.
most
please.
importantly, we have Mama Tyson's back.
So,
Ah.
all of you continue through the tunnels, following Edgar's lead. Many twists and turns, and you notice that, like, the people without dark vision, they're kind of holding on to the person in front of them because Edgar
yeah.
is leading them with no light. He knows these paths like the back of his hand, and is literally just feeling along the walls for things he recognizes. Twists and you follow him through all the twists and turns, and eventually get to a place that some of you might recognize. The large door outside of Arturus's storage area.
Been here before, and yet it still creeps me out.
Are we gonna
I know
knock?
the feeling.
I barge right in. Well, actually, I grab Ryak first, and then I barge right in.
Okay.
Guess
Well,
we're not knocking.
so you try and barge in, but the door is very locked. So
Kick
you
the door.
make a strength check.
Bust the door down.
Jeez. I can't math right now. 27.
27.
Jeez.
Nice.
All right, you kick hard on this door, and the wood part starts to splinter, and you hear the bending of metal, but the door still remains shut somehow. But it looks
What
as
in the-
though you've bent the door in the middle. This was a pretty powerful kick.
What in the avatar's going on?
And you hear like some yelling out inside of the room, and then a little shutter opens up, and it's the giant Goliath, and he just
Can I help
grunts at
you?
and he like shuts it in front of you, and you hear him start walking away from the door, and then nothing
kick it
for the
again.
moment. Kick it again.
I kick it again.
Eat
I'll
the
do
door.
it
And
again.
make a
Oh,
strength,
half
make
an
another
old
strength
pop.
check.
Give it a hut and a
Yeah, yeah.
Hi-ya.
And
Kick her.
"Ooh-ah!" and then I kick her. Sorry.
Uh,
I want
If
to
you're a
rewatch that
millennial
movie
and you
again.
know it's
so good. If you know, you know, guys. 25.
Nice.
All right, with this kick, with the second kick, you actually rip the metal security bolts out of the side of the door, and along with a bunch of shards of stone, the door swings open and smacks into the wall.
Here's Shady.
I stand in the doorway and just smile.
You see that the big, like 9.5-foot tall Goliath has his sword out in front of Arturus.
Oh, please. We're not here to fight you.
Oh, it's you. You might have just knocked on the door.
Well, times
make a
are a little pressing.
Make a perception check. You will have to pay for this.
Out of character, Jade's one of us now. She doesn't know how to open a door properly.
Yep.
That's a 17
One
to
of us.
perception.
17 for perception. Okay, that's high enough. You notice that there are people in the back of this place packing up all of the weapons and supplies. What
We're
can
back.
I do for you? Did you return with my item?
Indeed.
And wait, what is he doing here? And
Well, that's-
Raya kind of steps forward. This was not part of the arrangement, Jade.
Not exactly an arrangement I wanted to be a part of either, but he helped us get here. He helped us
beg your
escape.
pardon.
He
This
helped
man
us.
is one of the 1st Battalion.
He
A
helped
loyalist.
us.
Why would he help you? And
Be-
Ryak just kind of looks at him, and still not really saying anything. He's just kind of get a gauge. What is the meaning of this, Jade?
You want to tell him, Ryak, or do I have to?
He, like, Ryak kind of steps in the room, hand on his sword, and, like, walks slowly toward Arturus, and you see the big Goliath, like, step up to him, and Ryak is just like, if I were you, I wouldn't try it. I've cut down creatures twice your size. And, like, you just literally see the big Goliath gulp. Like, he's actually kind of afraid of Ryak. And Ryak doesn't even have a sword out. And Ryak's face is, like, maybe 6 inches away from the sword. Very well. I will listen to what you have to say, but it better be good. Ryak literally steps forward. You sent these men, these people, to steal from me. Why? That is my business and not yours. I don't see how that's any of your concern. You tried to steal from me. It concerns me greatly. There was just a certain package that I needed to have exported with no security problems.
The Amazon Prime did it.
What kind of package? I am not going to tell you. You were merely supposed to allow my people past. And again, he looks to Jade. This was not part of the bargain, nor have you brought me my pendant. And Ryak just looks straight at him again. My pendant, you mean?
We've done what you have asked of us.
Where is the pendant? Though its use for me is null and void now that you have brought Ryak to me.
Why?
How should I use it to blackmail him if he is standing before me?
And he is standing before you and willing to hear you out.
And
I
he
think
kind of
this
like looks at you when you say that. You can keep going.
I think this would be a great time to start talking.
What do you mean is willing to help? Ryak steps forward. I no longer serve the false king. False king? Interesting. What the change of heart, Ryak, for someone who has so much of the king's blood on his hands. You've killed many in his name. And you expect me to believe that in just a short few days you have changed your colors. New information was brought to light. And with that, you see the queen step past the rest of you and into the room. And you just see, like, Arturus' face. Queen Lee, you are supposed to be dead.
There's a lot of people who were supposed to be dead.
Oh no.
I don't understand what is happening here.
What is happening is, why don't you tell us why you needed that pendant? Because now I have brought you the Queen of Braedon, as well as Ryak and the pendant, and the true King of Braedon.
This does change things indeed. However, our bargain for gear has been null and void. This was not the arrangement. However, I am willing to enter in negotiations now that you have presented both Ryak and the Queen.
Perhaps, under the ruling of the true King of Braedon, you might have a better position in the kingdom.
You mean to tell me that you have brought King Tyson down here as well? I did not expect such distinguished guests. I might have cleaned up better. And he
This is an undercover.
Just kind of laughs. You expect me to believe that he would venture down here himself? You know, as well as I, he would not put himself in such danger. The
Do you
king
remember?
is a coward.
Do you remember what you said about me the last time we spoke? I am a lot of things, but I am true to my word.
That is fair, Jade. Very well, present the king. Is he your prisoner after all these years of fighting?
She just steps aside.
Oh no, if I knew this was gonna happen, I was gonna do a bit. I was gonna record me going.
Imaginary
Is that
trumpets
time for
play.
music? What are you talking about?
It's fanfare time. Tyson needs an entrance.
Like a minor illusion.
I literally can imagine Dr. Bonus just going.
And
He's
Cage should
the-
add on to it, like rolls out a red carpet.
And
Showered with sparks and fireworks.
Yeah, throwing flowers.
Bonus
Avenir's
is like the
cast
bard of
dancing
the group.
lights. And, it's
and
just, like,
Kaylin cast light on Tyson. so
Are
he
you
starts
actually doing
No,
this?
please.
No,
it's probably
we're
best we
not.
don't have a
Okay.
spectacle.
No, we're
that's
not
just
doing
what we
it.
imagine.
Oh,
But it would be
jeez.
really funny. if
Because
we did.
Arturus was going to be like, I am blind and can see nothing.
I'm blind for 20 centuries now.
That's just what's going on in our heads.
Oh, okay,
It's a
cool.
party. It's like the hype squad.
Now, like,
All right,
we've
so what
established it.
happens? Jade steps
Tyson.
aside.
Yeah, I step aside, not fully knowing if Tyson will step up, because she still kind of has that doubt that maybe he doesn't understand cues or how to do anything.
It's been almost 2 decades. Tyson's a little rusty on royalty etiquette, but he after you cue that Jade, he walks up. Oh no, I forgot his name already. Arturus. Arturus. Remember me?
Arturus.
Arturus. Arturus. You remember me?
Yes,
Arr.
I do. You said your name was Tyson, but you are not the king.
Well, surprise I am.
Surprise!
Sorry.
Shawty!
And
Tyson says,
he looks
well-
at Jade. This is not a very good joke, Jade.
Have you ever known me for my jokes? Tyson, show him.
Really,
show
Jade?
him, Tyson.
Are you sure you want me to show him that, Jade?
What are you talking about?
this other character, so I make sure I can like understand the brain link between you and Katie. You're talking about the
I freaking hope so.
yeah.
I
I was
don't want
thinking
you to
that.
show him anything else.
It is the birthmark on your
I was gonna say, are we about to get flagged on Twitch?
This went so downhill so quick.
Okay.
Instructions unclear.
So what do you? All right. What's going on?
Jade wouldn't be asking you that. She'd ask Edgar if she wanted
There's
that.
no black bar.
Instructions unclear.
Something in the water tonight, guys.
Stop writing.
Yeah, what's in my water?
Instructions unclear. Now banned from Twitch.
This
Okay,
.exe has stopped
yes.
responding.
Katie wants you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just making sure because it was that. But I'm like, am I getting the wires crossed with like what item to show? Tyson says that to you like, really? Okay. Tyson then presents the object. I forgot what we've called it
The
because it's
pendant?
the pendant. Yeah, the pendant. That word. He presents it to Arturus.
And
Arturus.
So you hold it up to Arturus. Yes, this is
You're looking
the
for
item
this?
that I wished for you to steal. Why? Then would it matter or prove who you are if you hold it in front of me now?
We said a deal was a deal, and we got what you
I
wanted.
said that you would get your gear if you brought me the pendant so that I could blackmail Ryak. I can no longer blackmail Ryak, therefore our deal is off.
What did you want from Ryak?
Well, I mean, although he's right here, he's defected from Jaedon. You remember
And
Jaedon, right?
Ryak is going to step forward. These speak the truth, Arturus. This is the true king of Braedon. And Arturus looks at both Jade and Ryak. If this is some sort of joke, it is not a funny one.
Is this
true king
Arturus
of
what you show?
The true king
Oh, you
of
go.
Braedon would be much older than this. It has been nearly 20 years since he was last seen.
That's a long story.
Long story short, Arturus, is this what you kind of show respect to those of royalty that are respectable? Because you know my mother here, Queen Lee, and you're showing me that I'm disrespectful. I'm disrespectful. You're
I
being
respect
disrespectful to
the
me.
queen greatly.
You know
Her
the story,
and
right?
her husband's deeds are well known.
And you know what
However-
happened to my father, right?
Yes. At least one of the stories I have heard several, with varying degrees of accuracy.
Well, maybe we can find a way to have your... If I can bring back our land and take the leadership over where it should have been, we might be able to come up with an arrangement where you might be able to run business within Braedon.
And he kind of like, he switches from the Goliath form into his changeling form, the pale white skin and the long hair, and much to the shock of Ryak, who did not see that coming.
So this is your true form, is it?
Surprise!
This
Johnny.
is indeed interesting. So what you're saying is that other kinds of creatures would be allowed inside Braedon once again.
Yes, it shouldn't have been changed the day that things were uprooted.
And
You remember how we were back then in Braedon? It was for all Goliaths, but all for everyone in the area.
and he's like kind of pondering. I am intrigued. If you are who you say you are, and you have presented interesting evidence in the form of the Queen, as well as the leader of the 1st Battalion of Braedon, saying who you are, I am inclined to believe you, though this is a strange turn of events. Who, might I ask, is sitting on the throne?
A monster.
That
Alturus,
is
do you
quite
remember
rude.
Jaedon? My stepbrother.
The
Jaedon?
one who supposedly was killed in prison.
That one. He's Tyson in the chair right now. Jaedon is Tyson. Which is why we kind of need your help here, Taurus. If you can help us,
Interesting. And
we
here
might be
I
able to see.
was, thinking that the apple fell very far from the tree.
Still
Meanwhile,
kind of
Tyson's here like without saying it. You f***ing what, mate? Like and like out of character.
Yeah. I had quite thought it was interesting that such a devious creature could have been the son of Mikael, an honorable man. You say that you are indeed his true blood son. And he kind of glances over the queen, who nods to Arturus. This indeed changes much. And he kind of sits back in his chair just a little bit. I think we can come to an arrangement.
So
Give
what
me
do you say?
your word that in the future I will be the official middleman for all trading in Braedon, and we have an accord. I will tell you what I wanted to be smuggled, and you will take over the kingdom.
You drive a hard bargain there, Arturus. You have my word that we will find a partnership in the future. Right now,
That is
things
not
are a bit-
what I asked. Should you take over, I wish to be the official trading partner of Braedon. You will add legitimacy to my ventures. If not, we do not have an arrangement.
All right.
You will receive no help from me.
All right. Well, how about this? A little modification, as you will, to this arrangement that we could do.
Go on.
As long as it's illegal, that you don't.
He just kind of
In the name of-
smirks. I would never besmirch the name of Braedon during my deals. However, I cannot guarantee that all of my goods will be acquired legally.
Okay. We don't need to know too much about possibly some of your activity. Okay, let me reread this. As long as it's in the name of Braedon, and it's not disrespecting my father, his legacy, and in the future, you will.
I can swear that I am very careful in my trades, and that I will do everything in my power to make sure that Braedon does not come under scrutiny from any of my more shady dealings.
Twitch, people in chat, clip that so I can like watch it back later in case I have to like pull it back up again, like word for word. All right, you have a deal. You can be the official trading partner if you can help us, help you, but also help get the land back
Very well.
from the corruption.
I have your word.
Arturus, I have a question.
Yes.
Did you swear fealty to the current imposter king?
Never. He is a monster and would have killed me on sight. I only supply the wealthier inhabitants of Braedon with the things that they require.
Hashtag Jaedon is over party.
I
Will
have never
you?
once supplied the king. You know as well as I that even though things were made illegal to the populace, that the king always indulged his more
Yes.
Terrible appetites.
I am aware.
But I have never once traded with the king. And he looks to Ryak. What assurances can you give that you can get my shipment through? Ryak just kind of looks up and says, I still have men that are loyal to me. They trust me with their lives. If I tell them that this is the true king, they will believe me. That is not a guarantee, Ryak. This shipment is very important.
What is it?
And he looks right at Jade. Citizens of Braedon.
You're trying to smuggle citizens back into Braedon.
No, I am trying to smuggle them out.
Indeed.
Many have paid me to get their loved ones out of Braedon before the potential attack by whatever force destroyed Navad. And he looks around the room. You may not know this, but there are tunnels leading down through here into a cavern beneath the city of Braedon. A cavern connecting to the sea. I plan to get them out with ships, but if they are spotted by the watchers on the wall, we will be pursued. This cannot be allowed, for it will risk the lives of my clients.
Ryak has proved himself to me, and I do believe that if he says he has men that will follow and listen to his every word, that we can trust him.
Very well. That is a new development coming from you, Jade. Trusting someone who has more than likely killed many of your cohorts.
Doesn't mean I have to be happy about it.
And you hear Edgar just brush by the door and walk out of the room.
And Kalen's gonna go with him because he's getting
Edgar,
uncomfortable.
always sensitive to these topics.
It looks like you've struck a deal with the true king of Braedon.
Yes, but our deal only works if you are able to reinstate him.
Then help us. Give these people their armor and upgraded weapons so that we may take on Jaedon. We are growing an army. We will not stop until Jaden's blood is smeared throughout Braedon, just like his reign of terror.
As much as I would enjoy that, you will need not a small army, but a large one to attack the castle. You may not know this, but after your last attempt on his life, he reinforced the defenses considerably. In addition to the soldiers, he also has hired a band of mercenary mages to protect him. They will not go down so easily, nor will you be able to penetrate their magics.
Then we need to grow stronger and grow our army bigger.
I may have a solution for that as well. As you know, I have acquired considerable resources during my time here. For certain considerations, I may be able to hire some sellswords to fight on your behalf. It would help ensure my position in Braedon for the future.
I'm gonna look to Tyson.
Get
I
your
will
best people.
need to be paid back for my expenses with
I think you're being paid back in your new
interest.
position.
And he just looks at you, at Jade. Yes.
Oh, Tyson's like out here like, oh, she's my bodyguard. Now she's like, you're running your for me first, mate.
Yes, Jade. However, it will cost me a considerable fortune to hire as many as you might need to storm the castle. In addition, should the armies that raised Navad end up here, they will also need to battle through those.
I'm sure monetary reimbursement would not be difficult for the King of Braedon.
Good. Do we have another record?
I look to Tyson.
Look, Arturus, I don't have the hands on our finances right now.
You don't
but I can...
need to right now. All I need is the promise in the future. It is going to cost me close to 100,000 gold in order to hire the sellswords. All that I ask is that I am repaid with interest.
What percentage of interest?
Depending on how long it takes, it shouldn't end up being more than 120,000 gold.
I think that's something the kingdom can handle.
Yep. Yep, I was going to say, you're kind of pushing it if you're going to add a lot of interest on it there, Arturus, but...
Do you want the help or not,
Yep.
King?
Yep, get your help. We need all the forces we can to bring back the power to the true people.
My sources also indicate that in just a few hours, a representative of High Velantry will be visiting the residence of Navad in the center of Braedon.
Actually,
Do
yeah,
you
about
know
that.
of anything that could be happening there?
Not really, but does your sources tell you who it is? Who the representative of High Velantry is?
They have always been wearing a cloak and a mask. I do not know who they are. However, my sources inside of the castle tell me that the king and this representative have had many meetings behind closed doors. And I suppose I call him Jaedon now.
Yep,
Has not
that's
allowed any of his advisors to attend these meetings. No one knows what has been said.
Of course he does that. He's doing something that's potentially going to have a big, massive fallout. So the amount of people you can get, please get them on board and
So
we'll
you are
make an arrangement.
confirming that the rumors are true and that an undead army is on its way here.
Yes. Which is why there's this urgency that we need your help with this.
Very well.
If you want to have this arrangement to go forward, I need to be the king. In order for that, I need your cooperation, and we can get the ball rolling with you being our official trading partner and the reimbursement that we can give you.
Well, I shall send a messenger to hire the sellswords.
Oh my god, I'm about to run our kingdom down into the dirt with this debt.
You
But do it
may
for me.
not agree with all of their tactics, however. They are a particularly brutal band.
All is this one promise before you send out the message to the messenger.
What is that?
Please keep the innocent people within Braedon alone keep them alive, but if they engage, maybe find a way to see if they will back down, because I don't want to try and take over.
They will.
Once they take over,
They
but
will cut down anyone who stands in their way. But that is the same with sellswords. They fight only for money, and will take almost any job. The Red Trident is a particularly brutal band of pirates. But I will be able to lead them in by sea, should Ryak complete his task.
okay. Well, all I ask is they fight with discretion. If there is women and children, to please keep them in peace. If
Very
they
well.
fight, try and disable them, but killing should be hopefully the last resort. If there is combat, but please, we don't want to have more bloodshed than there already is.
Understood. I will make these notions clear to them. They will not harm innocents if they want to be paid.
Yeah. Alright, thank you, Taurus.
Of course. King Tyson.
Ooh, that's a good name.
King.
The king.
Now, as for your supplies, unfortunately, many of them have already been sent away, as I did not think you completed your task, and if you may have noticed, we are evacuating.
That's true. Is there any way we can locate some of those recently transported items? And what are the items that are currently still near you that we can pick up?
Well, some of you were rather vague and or too excited about the items you asked for. Many
That's
of
for me, isn't it? Because I actually didn't know what I wanted, so I'm like, help me, Wes. I don't know what to get.
Many of them, several of them anyway, were much too expensive for what I would be able to trade.
That's fair.
I will take a look.
Thank you. I'm now just like imagine him like just walking away from Tyus as like barcode scanner, Yeet or barcode scanner. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. There
I
it
was
is.
just
Nope.
thinking during this entire exchange, like Avenir is just discreetly giving like what little rations that she has left to like Katrin and
Oh, yeah,
Dr.
we're just, like,
Boneless and
eating popcorn
Kaylin,
in
just
the
like
corners,
eating
going like,
popcorn in the corner.
Alright.
So
Kaylin left with Edgar.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay, to Dr. Boneless
yeah,
and
you get, they're out in the they're out in the
Yeah,
hallway.
I'm here.
And we'll get to them in a second. But I'm gonna finish this up real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, good. Is there much? How long do you need? We can try and fill in.
I will be able to get you some of the supplies from the ship. However, you will not be here in enough time for you to try to get to the citizens of Navad before the representative gets to them. Are you worried for their safety?
Yes.
Well then, I suggest you hurry.
Alright, Taurus. Obviously, you're evacuating. Where can we find you next if we need to have more communications?
I will be here until tomorrow morning. That is when the ship departs.
And then after that, where can we find you?
I will have to find you.
Okay, well, we're not going to go very far. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of chaos, and if you see chaos, that is most likely our group.
You will need to find more resources and soldiers to fight this battle. The sellswords I hire will not be enough.
Well, with
And I don't believe you want them running amok in the entire city.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. We'll find a way. But thank you, Arturus, for not scamming me and actually finding a reasonable
Scam
arrangement.
I'm
At
offended.
this,
King.
Katrin raises her eyebrows but doesn't say anything.
Does he see that?
I am offended, King Tyson. What kind of person do you think I am? And he just kind of smiles a little bit and looks directly at Jade.
I'm sure we're going to
You seem
know
to have
each
been
other very
hearing
well.
some interesting stories from Jade and Edgar. I always keep my deal if the other side is upheld.
Somehow,
I'm sure we can-
you always tend to get the better end of that deal.
That is because I am a good businessman.
Indeed.
And that's why I think he'll be a great official partner with us. Sorry, what were you going to say, Katie?
I was just gonna say that Jade is going to be like, I'm out. And she's going to she's gonna kinda nod at Arturus in like a smirky, insidery sort of way, the way he probably kinda looked and smiled at her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna walk out to
Good
Kaylin
luck,
and
Jade. And we'll jump over to Kaylin and Edgar for a moment. So Edgar's just kind of sitting against the wall with his arms crossed, like kind of knocking his head against the wall a little bit.
Oh, okay, that's about how I feel around here too. What's troubling you, friend?
Everything.
That seems about right.
Two of the creatures in that room, I've sworn to be my enemies, and here I am working with both of them. Just doesn't sit right.
Well, to be fair, does any of this sit right?
It's a fair point. No.
I mean, you're helping also strangers that you just met, to be fair, what, a couple days ago? Try and overthrow a king?
I trust Jade. Jade mostly trusts you, therefore I trust you.
I'm honestly amazed. I mean, to be completely honest, until recently, I'm not sure that I fully trusted anybody, but somehow the two of you have managed to gain my trust as well, so I suppose when this is all said and done, perhaps I'll look the other way if you decide to do things that I don't necessarily agree with. And he kind of smirks at him.
He just kind of looks at you. Look, you may not agree with it, but Ryakus will have had it coming for a very long time. And he kind of looks at the ground and trails off.
I can't say that I understand what you're going through, but I'm sure he does.
And Arturus, well, let's just say I did some rather unsavory things when I was in his employ. I can't stand being around him.
I can understand. He gives me a very uneasy feeling. I'm sure that the things that you did for him were less than ideal. But if anybody understands doing things you don't want to do, believe me, it's me.
He kind of laughs. Yeah. Well, I was a kid and I did what I had to survive, so I'm still here. And I guess that's what matters.
Hearing that Edgar say he was a kid, Kaylin just kind of like also looks down to the ground and trails off. Yeah, I suppose you survived and you live your life, but not everybody's that lucky.
No, they aren't. And he just kind of drops his head down and like walks a few steps in the hallway, and that's when Jade comes out.
Well, I
Things that-
see it's. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say things in there not going to your liking.
They just became boring.
Understand that.
But at least we have Ortoris on our side.
And you just hear, like, kind of far off, great.
You mean
Yeah,
we have him on our side for as long as it benefits him?
Exactly.
That's the only thing you can count on with him.
We need all the help we can get. I don't like any of our allies currently, or any of the positions we've been in, but these are the cards we've been dealt.
Do you really think that Tyson is going to be able to win the trust of the Goliath clans in the mountains?
I don't know. I see so much of the Tyson I grew up with, but I also see so much of a man I just don't know.
Well, I mean, he's been gone 20 years. That's not at all surprising. And more than that, he's been running for 20 years.
I think that might be the problem. He spent too much time running and cowering in fear than he did living in confidence as a king or a prince. I'm worried he won't know how to lead.
At this, Kalen just lets out a light sigh. Look, I can't guarantee that anything is going to go the way we want it to, but I will say one thing. Tyson has been helping out a lot for all of us. I believe that if anybody can win over the tribes, it's him.
All right. I guess let's go assassinate a political representative.
Now you're speaking my language.
Crap. And then we will cut back into the other room. So, what are you waiting for, Tyson, King of Braedon? And Queen Lee, you are more than welcome to stay here in safety, rather than go to the battlefield. I think that you would be a little too recognizable to walk around the city with them, though. He studies the group. 2 half-elves, a high elf, and a deep gnome probably would draw attention as well.
I mean, we've gotten around Braedon, I would say, fairly well.
You
And
set
no one's-
off a city-wide alarm last night.
Oh, yeah, no, we're not perfect, our tourists. But we always find a way to get through and hopefully not cut anyone down along the way, unless we have to.
What were you after in that back-end fort, anyway?
Just a clarification, Riz, are you talking about when we got the mum?
Yes.
Oh. Well, getting Queen Lee back.
You are
She was locked in a
saying
tower.
that the queen was locked away in that fortress.
Yep, and in a way tortured.
Interesting. Today's events have been very intriguing. And I look forward to our business arrangement, but if you excuse me, I'm going to have someone fix the door.
I look
Oh,
at
yeah,
the
that's
door
right.
and just go, that's right, yeah, sorry about the door.
Try knocking
it's
next
right.
time.
We'll try and keep that in mind. Just, there was some panic. There's a bit of a fire, not too
Excuse
far
me?
around here.
There's
What
quite
Yeah.
literally a fire.
There's a fire. I think the guards are...
Where?
Jade's not here, so I can't be like, Well,
Where
the place
is
has kind of
the
been given off, right?
fire, Tyson?
The fire is so it's everything's connected, right? Like in the cave system.
You are telling me that the guards of Braedon have started a fire in the tunnels, and this is the first you tell me of it? This is not a good start to our business operations. If that is the case, and they have indeed discovered these tunnels, they may be using the smoke to find entrances and exits.
Can you evacuate immediately?
We will have to now. One of your people has messed up our operation. This will be making things very difficult. And you can see he's actually changing color to like red a little bit. He's pissed. This is going to make my operations much more difficult now.
Arturus?
You should have started with that.
Arturus, we're here to help you. We wouldn't just leave and not tell you that there's a fire.
It seems as though you need my help much more than I need yours, King Tyson. If they find this place and destroy these tunnels, you will not have a kingdom to rule without my help.
Believe me, they've already started. Hold on, I'm trying to like Steve and me are trying to think of like how to figure out like how to move forward in the RP of things. If we can leave now, they won't discover your operations here, and we can always find you another base within
that is
Braedon
what I
area.
assumed. However, I need to accelerate my timetable. I will need to leave by this evening and hope that they do not discover this place.
Do you
if
have
you will
anything?
Excuse me, I have many things to attend to now. I will have to notify the families of our accelerated departure time. And Ryak, and he like laser beams his focus on Ryak, you will have to get to work soon. Otherwise, my ships will be discovered and our deal is off. You will not receive your reinforcements.
I look at Ryak and I just say to him, do we need to do Ryak?
Very well.
Just have my word that you'll do whatever it takes to help bring back the land, and to your best ability, get the people that you know who can trust you to know that Braedon's coming back, and it's going to be with the real people who look after everyone.
If you are not successful in your venture, there will be no Braedon to speak of.
I get it, Arturus. I get it. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that stays a reality.
Then get on with it and start with the important details next time. And he like just motions to the door.
Well, get it. Well, I guess you don't have to worry about the door anymore. Sorry, I wouldn't have to.
Our door.
You're just gonna rip the door off Arturus and just take it with you?
No.
Because there's a bit of a fire.
If they find this place before then, I would have liked to have a reinforced security door to continue our operations. And you like see him stand up out of his chair, and his hair almost like looks like it's flowing magically with wind, but there's no wind obviously down here in the tunnel.
Is it
he
just
stands up and he's just
angry?
like he pretty much it just like flows out, and you can tell he's pissed.
He prestidigitations his own hair
A
just
little bit, yeah.
for effect.
Now leave us. I must begin our evacuation now. And
Once again, sorry I didn't start that.
he throws aside the curtain, and you can actually see that there is like a cut tunnel on the other side of this room.
Judging by how the tunnels are, can I recommend that he tries to cave in part of the tunnel? So that...
I mean, you could.
They
This
keep
this doesn't look like the other tunnels that you guys were in. This looks carved directly into the rock.
Oh, okay. But is it somehow interconnected to where the base was
You
with
don't know?
Jaedon?
You've never seen this tunnel before.
Okay. Dang. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. I start leading our people out of the room.
All right, and the big, like 9.5 foot tall Goliath, like just follows you out, and like tries to close the door a couple times, but it doesn't close. Like,
he becomes the door.
you hear him
Just
grunt,
stands
and then he like, just fix it,
Just fixed it, just in the background.
and the door like closes one more time, and like you can kind of tell that the guy's just holding it there for now.
He's just leaning on
There's a
it.
problem
Yeah.
with doors. See?
Before we
It could happen
leave,
to anybody.
let's say like a final thing. Once again, El Taurus, sorry about the door, and I hope to be the last person on this.
You don't hear anything else. You walk out into the hallway, and all of you are together now.
I think
Sweet.
he's done with our shenanigans.
And the queen kind of stops and looks at you all. I do believe I will stay here. I need to make sure that Arturus keeps up his end of the bargain, Tyson.
Is that wise?
I
But,
don't
Mom,
think
what
we
if
have
it-
another choice.
Mom, if
I
you
can't
leave,
come with you. Through the city of Braedon, there will be someone who recognizes me. And if Jaedon finds out what you're up to, he will send the full force of his militia to attack you, and you will not be able to save those people.
But Mom, how am I going to know you're going to stay alive and be fine?
And
If I
she kind of
can't?
just pats you on the cheek. Son, I've been here for over 10 years, and I am still alive, despite Jaedon. I will be fine.
Tyson's starting to. He's sort of shaking a bit. It's like, Mom, it's been 18 years.
It's been a long
What if I
time.
don't see you again?
Then I'll always be here, and she touches your chest.
Mommy.
I love you, Mom. And then Tyson, ha, I did it again.
And she,
And then
she like gives you a
Tyson-
big hug and pats you on the back, and it's just, I love you too.
Ah, well.
Stay safe, Mom.
Now go save our kingdom, and I will. And she bows her head to you.
Dr. Bunless is crying in the background.
And with
Who ordered
that,
this feels trip?
and with that, we're gonna go to our other fields trip.
Oh no.
Oh,
Please,
no.
no,
I'm
it's not
so
now.
here for this.
Oh,
Who's
buckle
getting
up,
traumatized?
I'm
everybody.
ready. Let's do it. I'm ready.
And just gonna throw this out there, Steve.
Is this
You have
what you were...
any way to record your camera, buddy? You should do that.
Oh
God,
my.
This
I'm
is
so
getting
nervous for you.
advanced. Okay, I might be able to. I need to make it so that Streamlabs OBS is my camera. Hold on, one moment.
Y'all get your, you
It
know,
Yes,
is
you could record
time.
the Zoom call from
Yeah.
here.
I could.
Oh, but like HD without like.
Yeah,
the...
you could put Steve on on.
You know what? I'm just gonna hit.
pin Steve's
I'm
video
just gonna
and then
hit
record.
record on the call, so it's a little bit bigger than on the stream.
Okay.
Because I really
gonna-
want to see all of your reactions as we go through this.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh
Hold on.
no.
I'm scared now.
I have my
Okay.
comfort tortilla now.
You
so-
really should
Hold on.
be. Oh, that is awesome. Now I want to
Hopefully-
forget.
Isn't it awesome?
Oh,
I-
hold on. I need to
Comfort tortilla.
get my camera back on. Where's my camera? Hold on, I need to turn all this off. That.
Oh hey, nice little like third
So-
third banner of the Yeet for Initiative that was
Now,
on there.
chat.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys are ready for this, right? You guys are ready to go into the player memory.
I'm
This
fine.
is
it's
I'm
my
fine.
fine.
This is
broadcast
fine.
software.
I'm gonna
Alright.
quote Gwen. Oh no. Okay. Oh no.
Now,
That's perfect
right there.
timing.
I will say,
Mm-hmm.
part of this gets a little more on the adult side,
I'm an adult.
Okay.
Oh.
but
Family
I
friendly
make sure to
stream.
take it. Nothing has been taken too far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is D&D, so yeah, there's gonna be
There's things that happen.
Should we turn our mics off, or do you also want to
Oh,
hear the
man.
noises that we make?
No, no.
I'm-
You go
I'm
ahead.
gonna
And,
mute
you can go ahead
myself.
and turn your mics off if you want.
You just want to see our faces.
Oh no, I didn't think it was me because she said spicy on Twitter. I'm like, it's surely not
Oh, spicy it is.
Yeah, you said
Spicy.
spicy, and I thought it was gonna be me. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, I was like, it has to be one of the other four.
Mm-mm.
Other five, I mean.
You, sir, have been having some things. There's some memories that are being brought back up. Tyson.
Oh no. Yeah.
All of the fighting the night before. Your mother's voice. Saying goodbye to her once again. The panic. The fear. It all brings you back to that day. The day your entire world was set ablaze. Your mind cocoons itself in fear, in doubt, and despair. This is a portion of a memory that kept you up at night for years, shaking and alone, drenched in a cold sweat. It is a memory you've tried to pry out of your mind, but to no avail. Like a parasite, it would burrow into the safe recesses and consume even your happiest moments. It is also what has driven you to become the Tyson that you are today, a fierce fighter who draws their sword in defense of those around him. You used this memory to drive yourself to grow stronger, faster, and most importantly, focused. Focused on the day where you will retake the kingdom built by your ancestors and make right all of the wrongs that have been done to you and your people by a cruel tyrant. The sting of this memory whipping at your mind used to drive you to tears and make you hide away from the world. But no longer. Each time this memory struck a blow, it created a new layer of callous on your soul. Each strike forging you into the Goliath that you are today. One who will not stop fighting while there are innocent lives at stake. One who would lay down his life to save those he cares about. But now, in this moment of terrifying reality, this memory returns to haunt you once again. It starts with joy. The warm eastern sun rises over the ocean and shines its warm glow across the kingdom of Braedon. The golden light crawls up the stone walls of the castle and creeps through the towering windows embedded of the walls of your bedroom, eventually crawling onto your bed and bathing your face in the early morning's light. Normally, this would be a time of protest for you, a dreadful hour to be despised. But not today. For today is a very special day. Today is your 13th birthday. In Braedon culture, when a Goliath boy turns 13, it means that they are now considered an adult. And for you, it means even more. As a prince of Braedon, your 13th birthday will be celebrated by the entire kingdom. Knights and nobles of Braedon have been summoned to attend this joyous occasion in the castle, and the castle's rarely used banquet hall has already been decorated for the day's festivities. The warm light from the sun causes a smile to stretch across your face. It's finally here! You throw off your covers and snatch your pillow from behind your head, pulling the fluffy cushion over your face and excitedly yelling into it. You laugh to yourself and whisper, "I'm finally 13. As prince, when you turn 13, it means that you will now be given various responsibilities to help your father around the kingdom. You will be asked to make decisions on behalf of Braedon, and in times where your father is needed outside of the city walls, you will act as king on his behalf. It's always something that scared you a little, but even more than that, you just wanted to be like your father. To follow in his footsteps and be a king that his people, and eventually your own children, could be proud of. Over the past year, you've matured a great deal physically. You've grown from a mere 5'8" to a whopping 7 feet tall. Not exceptionally large by Goliath standards, but larger than most of your friends. However, mentally, there is still much of you that feels like a child. The ache of wanting more responsibility, but still not being sure if you're ready for it. You leap out of your bed, landing on the soft, plush blue and gold rug, and stare at your window at the city. Your city. You can already see people setting up streamers and decorating the streets. It's a momentous day for you and for Braedon. A celebration of life for their future king. An entire day of festivities and food. The thought of that much attention on you makes you blush a little, but it also causes you to giggle slightly. You can barely contain the butterflies in your stomach. The thoughts of all the delicious foods, the meats, the fruits, and most importantly, the cake. According to Willow, her mother had spilled a few beans about the delectable masterpiece she had been planning. Apparently, it would have over 25 layers, each with a different flavor. While thinking about it, you couldn't even really come up with 25 flavors, but it's Elaine, so you know it will be delicious. You skip over to the wardrobe and gaze at your fancy attire for the day. These sort of upscale clothes used to make you rather nauseous, but now you look upon them with pride. They are no longer a symbol of others' control over you, but now you see them as an outward representation of the pride and responsibility you now hold. You reach out your hand and pinch the cloth between your fingers, rubbing them to feel the finely sewn silk. Letting out a happy sigh, you begin to think about what the future might hold. What kind of tasks will your father give you first? What surprises await you? What kind of happy memories will you make with your own family one day? You feel a small smile form on your lips. Your own family, children, and your own wife, a partner to help you through anything, and someone for whom you truly share love. A flash of Willow's smiling face enters your mind. You blush hard and stare wide-eyed at the floor. You gulp and try to control your breathing as your heart races, when there is a knock at the door. You almost choke over your words. Come in! The door creaks open and Elaine's head pops through with a large grin plastered on her face. Your first thought is, how did she know what you were thinking? Still smiling, she rushes across the room towards you, reaching out her arms to embrace you. One of them has a towel wrapped around it. Happy birthday, my little prince. She wraps her arms around you and holds you close. 13 now! You're a grown boy as of today. I guess that means I'm out of a job since you're able to take care of yourself. You gulp and panic sets in. But, oh, I'm only playing with you, dear. I'll be here at least until the end of the day. Your mouth opens wide and your brows furrow in confusion. Oh, my word. Did you lose your sense of humor now that you're growing up? You're about as daft as my husband at this point. Not to worry, Tyson. I'll be here to poke fun at you for quite a while longer. She winks. Now, down the hall to the bath. You groan. I don't want to hear it. You may be a grown-up now, but you're going to smell like... you aren't going to smell like one on your birthday, no less. She pushes you out into the hallway in your pajamas. Run along, I'll be right there as soon as I grab your clothes. You trudge down the hallway and turn into the bathing room, where Elaine has already drawn you a hot bath. Steam has fogged up the windows, and the air smells like rose petals. Shutting the door behind you as you enter, you start to strip off your garments. Taking off your shirt and then starting on your underwear when the door opens again. Embarrassed, you pull them back up quickly. Elaine just strolls in. You cover up your lower region. Elaine! She giggles. Oh, you're getting embarrassed around me now. Lest you forget, Tyson, I was there when you were born. She walks over and sets the towel on the table next to the bath. I was also there when you were a small bean, running around the garden naked with your wee willy flying in the wind. You feel like you're dying of embarrassment at this point, so you hastily strip off your shorts and jump into the bath, the splash sending water flying out of the tub. Oh, did you have to go so big? I suppose you expect me to clean this up then. You sink your head into the bath, leaving only your eyes exposed and blow bubbles white, locking your gaze with Elaine's. She shakes her head and smiles. Well, I suppose not everything will change after just one birthday. She laughs. At least I hope not. And she winks at you again. Now hurry and wash up. Your father's waiting, and apparently he has a surprise for you. Your eyes go wide, and you snatch a scrub brush from the side of the tub and begin rapidly scrubbing your chest. She smiles. Make sure you're all nice and clean for your big day. Don't want anyone to say that the new prince smells like cow's feet. You roll your eyes, and in your best mocking voice say, Don't want to smell like cow's feet. Shaking her head, she exits the bathroom. What kind of surprise could your father have in store for you? You mull it over in your mind and dream of what it could be. A magical sword? An enchanted set of armor? A pet direwolf? You had heard stories of previous kings of Braedon who raised and kept pet direwolves as companions during times of peace and war. Once given, their loyalty was for life. But it was not so easy to earn the respect of such a proud and fearsome creature. When your father was your age, he made the choice not to take one for himself. You'd once asked him why. He told you that they were originally trained to fight in battle besides Goliaths. Taking one during a time of peace could send the wrong message to the people. You had always wanted one, though. The illustrations of direwolves look so cool in the books about the previous kings. You lower your entire head under the soapy water and hold your breath. It feels warm here. Quiet. Calming. You decide that you want to see just how long you can hold your breath. 10 seconds go by. 20. 30. A minute. Your lungs start to burn when all of a sudden you can feel hands around your throat, trying to squeeze the life out of you. You're back in the dungeon with Jaedon. He's trying to kill you again. You sit up out of the water in a flash and gasp for air. Panicked, and with your heart pounding, you look around the room in terror. But there's nothing. No one else is around. A deep sigh of relief helps you settle down again, and your heart begins to slow. It's been almost 1.5 years since Jaedon tried to kill you, and nearly 3 months since you heard the news that he'd been killed in prison by another inmate. The body was brutally mangled. They buried him near his father. When it happened, the king seemed so relieved when he heard the news. And while you did feel a little bad about it still, so did you. He was a cancer that needed to be excised, you had heard Kenobu say. But still, the memory of what he tried to do was still there, like a rat scurrying around in the walls. You had terrifying nightmares for the next few months after the incident, but eventually, they started to dissipate. You sigh. All right, it's time to get out. You stand in the tub and grab the towel that Elaine had laid out for you. the soft fibers caressing your skin and absorbing the moisture collecting on your flesh. After drying off and jumping into your undergarments, you reach up and pull a small cord connected to a bell in the hallway, indicating that you are finished. After a few moments, Elaine walks in to help you get dressed. Much better. Oh, yeah. She helps you into the fine silk outfit created to you by the castle seamstress. After donning all of the pieces, Elaine starts to adjust various bits before patting you on the chest. All right, then. You look and smell like a proper prince. Now, don't want to keep your father waiting. Let's go. You both smile wide at each other before you take her hand. Both of you skip down the hallway and hum as you go. Looking over at her, you're reminded of all the times you've spent together. Playing in the gardens when you were a child, the trips to other lands where she would accompany the family and often bring Willow along as a playmate. She was your caretaker almost every day that you can remember. But she was more than just your servant. She was like a second mom to you. You wanted to make her proud just as much as the queen. You continue skipping down the hall, the guards echoing some variation of Happy Birthday, Prince Tyson, as the two of you pass. Eventually, the pair of you skip down to the throne room, where she stops you. You try to push past her, but she raises an eyebrow at you. You're all grown up now. I need to announce you. And she gets all excited. She giggles and slips through the door. You hold it open a crack to peek in. You can see your father, Kenobu, and Balron all chatting near the throne. I present the illustrious, the brave, the heroic Prince Tyson. She bows dramatically and swipes her right arm far to the side. You shake your head and snort laugh. She looks toward the door and whispers, That means come in. Oh, yeah. You throw open the door and strut wide while puffing out your chest. Elaine can't hold her laughter, can't hold in her laughter any longer and falls to the floor in a giggle fit. You snort, and all three of the adults near the throne also burst out in laughter. Through the laughing, your father manages to say, Oh, great and mighty Tyson, bless thee for gracing my throne room with your presence. Tears start falling from your eyes, and your chest begins to hurt as you tumble on the floor next to Elaine. Eventually, the roaring laughter starts to deaden. Wiping the tears of laughter from his own eyes, your father smiles at you. Happy 13th birthday, my son. He walks down to you, lifts you up in his arms in a giant bear hug. What a fine Goliath you have grown to be. I couldn't be prouder of you. You're getting quite heavy. Ugh! And sets you back down. Now, seeing that it's your birthday, I think a little present might be in order. Your eyes go wide and you bite your lip in excitement. You start to feel giddy. What could it be? Your father motions to Kenobu and Balron, who bring out a large box from behind the throne. It's wrapped in shiny blue paper and tied with gold bows. You giggle a little bit because the box is actually bigger than the small dwarf. Balron looks at you. Well, come on then, lad. We don't have all day. Open it! You gasp excitedly and start tearing at the paper, shredding it and tossing the scraps onto the floor. Eventually, you toss off the lid to reveal a stunning steel and blue shield with the golden wolf of Braedon adorning the middle. Reaching in, you start to lift it out of the box and into the light. It's not nearly as heavy as you'd think, given the size. You will hear Elaine gasp. Your father smiles. Well, do you like it? You can't speak at the moment, so you just nod excitedly. There's a voice from behind. Your mother's. That should be useful. If any more sparring sessions with your instructor here. She gazes directly at Kenobu. You hear him gulp. Mother! You take the shield and run up to her. Look! She hugs you and smiles. Yes, I see that, dear. Happy birthday, Tyson. And she kisses you on top of the head. Now, that won't be the only gift you're getting tonight. A lot of people have brought gifts for your birthday. Just remember, be gracious even if you don't like them as much as this, all right? You nod. Good. Balron steps forward. She's a beauty, ain't she? She, you ask? Oh, in a manner of speaking. Anyways, you want me to tell you about her? It? Of course. He motions down to his level, just as the servant walks into the room and begins whispering to the king. This is no ordinary shield. It's made special just for you. The metal is mithril, which is why it's so light, but that also makes it very strong. I've also added a slot for a very special gem. There's only 2 of them in this entire world. One is in the royal vault, and the other... Your father cuts him off. Balron, look, we all know you take great pride in your work, but there will be time for the specifics later. For now, our guests have begun arriving. Later. Both you and Balron sigh. Fine. Balron walks close to you as he passes by towards the door and whispers, If you get bored at the party, come find me and I'll tell you about it. He winks at you and seems giddy to talk about the shield. You eagerly nod. The king steps forward. All right, everyone, this is certainly a day to celebrate, but we all have duties to attend to as well. Kenobu nods. Suppose that means me. He walks down to Elaine. I'll see you later, my love. She winks and gives him a peck on the lips. You certainly will, handsome. Kenobu blushes and then walks out of the room. Oh, that means us too, Tyson. Motions you toward the door. You wave goodbye to your mother and father before following Elaine out of the throne room. She leads you back into your room, where there's now a table of glass bottles on a rolling cart. What are these, Elaine? Oh, not to worry. There's just some fragrances that should help if there are any more, or if there are any girls that catch your fancy. She winks. Elaine. And then she laughs. Oh, fine. Can't blame me for trying, but I'm still spraying you just in case. She begins smelling some of the containers, and after a few tests, oh, this one. She grabs one of the fancy glass containers and starts to dab the solution on you. You sigh. Now I smell like a flower. That's the point. You can't smell like a cow's foot if you smell like roses. Fine. Giving in, you let your shoulders sag. Then a thought pops in your head. Elaine? She continues to apply the perfume. Yes, dear. Will Willow be coming tonight? She stops and comes right up to your face and looks you in the eyes. Are you Prince Tyson asking me if my daughter will be attending tonight's celebration? You can tell she's doing best to hold back her giggling, but there's no hiding how giddy the question made her. Well, yes, Tyson. I do believe that my beautiful blonde lass will be joining us this evening. You gulp and you feel your heart start beating faster. Also starting to feel very warm in this room. You know, I might get bored, and she's my best friend, so... Elaine raises an eyebrow and exaggeratedly says, Oh, of course I know she's your best friend, and winks at you. Part of you wishes you drowned in the bathtub after all. I'll tell her to come find you once the dancing starts. Dancing, you think? Oh, no. You forgot about the dancing. You should have figured, because they've forced you to take dancing lessons the past few months, but... you let out a loud sigh and let your head drop. Oh, you hush. Dancing isn't that bad. Even my oaf of a husband can manage it. He'll do fine. A horn blows in the distance. Oh, boy. They're letting people in. I need to go check on the food. Come on! And she grabs your hand and nearly pulls your arm off, trying to get you to move. We'll be late! Elaine drags you down the stairs into the dining hall, which has been temporarily converted into a staging area for all of the food for the party. All of the tables are completely covered in dishes for the coming feast. Everything from chicken and turkey to fresh bread and exotic fish and fruit. Wow, you think to yourself, there must be enough food here to feed the entire kingdom. The smell is tantalizing. Part of you is trying to justify taking just a little bit of something to snack on. But Elaine, unfortunately, keeps pulling your arm, dragging you away from the delicious morsels. She pulls you down the main hall and past the dungeon door, causing a chill to travel down your spine. This place always makes your blood run cold after. Elaine keeps pulling, her insistence refusing to let your mind dwell on the dark thoughts. Come on now, it'll be my arse if you're late. Both servants and guards bow as you pass by. You try to thank them, but Elaine is relentless. She continues to yank your arm through the castle and towards the ballroom. Elaine is now huffing and puffing, but she finally gets you to the staging area of the banquet hall, where your mother and father are both waiting for you. She starts to fan herself with her hand in a feeble attempt to cool off. Oh, we thought you might not make it in time, your mother giggles. Over my rotting corpse, ma'am. Elaine bends over and breathes. Oh, I'm not used to moving that quickly anymore. You're carrying me next time, she motions to you. You gulp. And your mother continues to giggle. Your father seems preoccupied and is fidgeting with his royal dress attire. The queen leans over to you and whispers in your ear. Your father hates the fancy clothes too. And she kisses you on the cheek. Don't be nervous, Tyson. Everything's going to be fine. In the distance, you hear someone yell out, And now I have the honor to present the royal family of Braedon. The voice startles you and causes your heart to skip a beat. 2 servants pull aside the curtains, and the 3 of you walk out into the banquet hall. There are hundreds of tables lined all the way down the room, and probably as many as 500 well-dressed Goliaths seated at them. They stand from their seats and bow their head. The 3 of you walk up to the perfectly set banquet table set above all of the rest. Your father steps to the throne room chair. You gulp. All of these Goliaths are here for you. How does your father even do this? Your mother squeezes your arm 3 times. A family gesture for I love you. You relax a bit. The king steps forward. Please, everyone be seated. They all do, including yourself and your mother. Today is my son Tyson's 13th birthday. It is a special day in every Goliath's life that marks the start of their own path in the world. A day that we celebrate their independence, their qualities and faults. For we Goliaths know that there are no perfect beings in this world, and that our flaws only serve to make us stronger. They make us unique. He turns and smiles at you. In every parent's eyes, their child is perfect, a sparkling representation of the love they have been given. And I can wholeheartedly say that my son Tyson is perfect in my eyes. He may not succeed every time, but he always gets back up and tries again. His heart is kind and pure. He will make a great king one day. But until then, we shall celebrate his 13 years upon this earth with great joy. Please join me in a toast of my son and your future king. Raise your glasses and drink with me. As our ancestors before us, we are strong, we are wise, we are Braedon. The crowd echoes, we are Braedon. And they all cheer and yell and drink from their goblets. You raise your goblet as well and echo, we are Braedon, before taking a sip. You close your eyes, expecting wine. Instead, you taste water. Looking over to your mother, who winks at you, she leans over and whispers in your ear, Mine's water too. She winks at you. So is your father's. Neither of us enjoy wine. Ale, however, your father still adores. She rolls her eyes and causes you to laugh. Now, let us feast and give thanks to those tribes who formed Braedon, as well as those who fought with them, but chose to return to the mountains. You'd actually forgotten about those tribes. You'd never met any of them, but according to your father, there were still dozens of Goliath tribes in the mountain ranges surrounding Braedon who preferred the old ways. Apparently, they were fearsome warriors who your father gave provisions from time to time. In your father's eyes, they were still a part of Braedon, even if they didn't live within the kingdom's walls. He said that in times of war, he had turned to them for aid, and in time, you may also require their assistance. Your thoughts are interrupted by a massive plate of food that has been set before you by Elaine. Eat up, future king. Eat up, future king, but not too much, all right? You have a dance reserved by a friend. She points to a nearby table. Following her motion, you look over to see none other than Willow. Her long blonde hair has been tied back into a bun. She's wearing a long blue silk dress with white flowers sewn in. She looks beautiful. She looks up and meets your gaze and waves. You gulp and then immediately avert your eyes, grabbing your fork and shoving a piece of ham into your mouth. Elaine giggles and shakes her hands in front of your chest. Oh, that's adorable! You don't even care that there are 500 people watching you right now. There's a big part of you that wants to shove your face directly into the plate of food. It might be less embarrassing than what you just experienced. All right, be good, Tyson. I'm off to check dessert. Elaine scurries down the stairs and out toward the dining hall, leaving you red-faced and slouching in your chair. Tyson, sit up, please, your mother quips. I know this is a lot of attention, but you must learn to deal with it sometime. You sigh and nod and straighten your back. Princes and kings must always remain confident, your father told you. Even when your heart and head are troubled, you must remain steadfast in front of your people. Feelings of self-doubt and fear can wait until you're with those that you trust. But right now, you can't help feeling embarrassed, overwhelmed, and tired. Under normal conditions, you would be happily devouring the platter of divine treats before you. But at the moment, you just don't feel hungry at all. All you really want is to go grab Willow and find Balron so that he can tell you both about the shield. Gazing out into the lavish ballroom, you can see all of the various dignitaries of Braedon, laughing, drinking, and chatting, while making small glances up towards you. The noise from all of them talking feels like it's bouncing around inside your skull. You sigh. They said this party was for you, but it seems like it's more for all these rich people to mingle with each other. You glance over at Willow. She's seated with a few of the other younger Goliaths from the various knights, children from the various knights. One of the boys whispers something in her ear, and she starts to laugh. Your hands feel hot. Part of you wants to jump out of your chair and run down there, to tell them to stay away from her. Wait, could you be jealous? You slump back in your chair again. You feel stupid and shoot a distressed glance toward the queen, who shoots an eyebrow up at you and raises her chin. You immediately sit back up straight again. What's the matter, Tyson? Are you not hungry? Your mother inquires. Looking down at the table, you slowly shake your head as a response. She leans over to whisper in your ear. You know, I heard Elaine worked especially hard on your cake. Be a real shame if you didn't get to try any because you didn't eat your food. Spinning your head towards your mother, your mouth and jaw open in protest. She holds up a finger and gives you a knowing smile. You sarcastically glare at her and mouth the word fine at her. And before I continue with this, I just want to let you guys know something about Goliaths and stuff like that. Goliaths mature to adulthood in their teens. So they are considered adults as of 13 years old.
Damn, that feels quite premature, like in the sense of like a normal human.
That's when they come to full physical maturity. So
For sure. Yeah.
the story is based around what I read online. So know that you can't think of a 13-year-old Goliath as a 13-year-old human.
Kid. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Just-
it's like the equivalent of being 18.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of being 18 or like in 20, because Goliaths at most live to 80, from what I read. So, but they
Oh my
reach physical
dog is gonna
maturity
cock it soon.
in their teens.
Yeah.
Okay. Spinning your head towards your mother. Oh wait, we read that one. She smiles and winks at you, motioning to your food with her eyes. Another large sigh escapes your lips, and you shove a piece of some exotic red meat covered in sauce into your mouth and begin biting down. Oh, wow. The perfectly seasoned and cooked meat practically melts in your mouth, causing you to salivate. It's a perfect mix of sweet and salty, and the thick orange sauce tastes of tangerines. Your complete attention is now focused on the delightful meal in front of you. The rest of the commotion fades into the background as you start to thoroughly enjoy the food in front of you. Meats, cheeses, bread, even the greens are delicious. You quickly demolish everything on the plate, and even though you're full, part of you still wants more. You'll have to keep these expert chefs on staff permanently once you become king. Smiling and satisfied, you pat your belly. Time to just relax for a little while. The queen looks over at your plate, now practically licked clean. Well, I guess I don't need to fire the chefs after all. You both giggle. I just hope you didn't get too full before the dance. There will be many young ladies attempting to win your favor this evening. You shoot your mother a look of sheer panic. What's wrong, Tyson? You didn't spend the last few months practicing dance for fun. It was definitely not fun. Willow made fun of you relentlessly from the sidelines while Delphia tutored you in dance. A proper queen must know how to a proper prince must know how to dance like a king, should he expect to win the favor of his future queen. You hated it, and you hated that it rhymed. Willow cackled when she heard that, and had you not been slightly terrified of Delphia, you might have tried to storm out of the room, right then and there. Your mother leans over to you. Not to worry, if any of them get too frisky, you can always call the guards. You gulp immediately and have the urge to run and hide somewhere very far away. Terrified, you look to your mother, who is now trying to suppress a giggle fit upon seeing your expression. Oh. She was messing with you. Great. Come on, Mom. Stop messing with me. Oh, fine. You cross your arms and pout slightly. After a few beats, you turn to her. Oh, good. So I don't have to dance with any strangers? She smiles. I never said that. Before you can respond, your father begins tapping on his goblet, calling for silence. After a few moments of ever-dulling murmurs, the entire room gives the king their undivided attention. I hope you enjoyed the delicious foods prepared by some of the finest chefs in all of Braedon. People cheer in response. Now, I hope that you didn't pack yourselves too tight, because it is time for music and dancing! He raises his hand up into the air, and as he does, the large blue curtains on the side of the ballroom rise up, revealing 20 musicians and a conductor. As the curtains reach the ceiling, the conductor begins waving his wand and the music starts. The lovely sound echoes across the ballroom and people start to stand. Many grab partners to start dancing. You close your eyes. Some part of you thinks that if you keep them closed, no one will bother you. However, then your thoughts turn to Willow. You open one eye and peek in her direction, just as the same boy who whispered to her offers out his hand. She looks at him and pauses. For just a moment, you take relief in the thought that she would decline him. But then she smiles and grasps his outstretched hand, pulling him toward the middle of the room and starting to dance. You can't help but feel a little hurt. You thought she was going to dance with you. You're about to stand up and go find Elaine when 3 people walk up the stairs to the royal table. 2 of them are probably around your parents' age. But the third is... wow. The third is probably one of the most beautiful Goliaths you've ever seen. Her eyes glow like sapphires in the sun. Her long flowing hair is bright red like a warm fire, and her skin is uniquely pale for a Goliath. She's wearing a sparkling silver dress that forms perfectly to her slender but voluptuous figure, and the top is cut low, just barely covering her assets. It isn't until her eyes catch yours and she smiles that you realize that you've been staring at her slack-jawed. The trio bow before your mother and father. "It is a pleasure and an honor to attend this joyous event, your highnesses." Your father nods. "Thank you for coming, Gathaya and Mnia." It's always impressive that he somehow remembers everyone's names. They stand. My wife and I would like to introduce you to our daughter, Agatha." She steps forward and curtsies. "It is my honor to meet all of you." The honor is all ours, dear," your mother responds. Forgive the intrusion, but we were hoping that if Agatha could possibly trouble Prince Tyson for a dance." You gulp and open your mouth to protest. "Oh, I don't," your mother cuts you off. "He would love nothing more than to dance with your beautiful daughter." You shoot her another a look of sheer panic, but she stares at you blankly with a smile that just screams, "Get up and dance, or there will be consequences." You grab the napkin from your lap, using it to wipe the last bit of grease from your face. You stand from your seat and gulp before walking around the table to Agatha. She looks to be about 6 feet tall, a full foot shorter than you are, but her heels bring her up a bit more. You reach out for her hand and gently grasp it. "Nice to meet you, Agatha. I'm Tyson, I know." She looks you up and down before batting her eyes and giving you a seductive smile. Judging by her appearance, she's probably around 16 or 17. An adult for several years by Goliath standards. But then again, so are you. She squeezes your hand and starts to pull you towards the dance floor. And as you're being led away, you turn your head back towards your mother and father, both of whom seem to be trying their best to suppress their laughter at the clearly exasperated expression plastered on your face. Her parents, however, seem thoroughly pleased with the situation unfolding before them. Agatha leads you down the stairs, away from the royal banquet table, and walks you directly to the middle of the dance floor, which, much to your dismay, draws the attention of everyone as you pass. Apparently, the band realized that you had joined in on the dancing with a partner, because as soon as she turned to face you, the music changed from an upbeat waltz to a much slower and more sensual tune. Your parents are probably loving every moment of this, and Agatha appears to be as well. She looks up at you and smiles before pulling your right hand around her and placing it on her lower back, right above her. Gulp. You can feel your heart beating inside your chest, each pump temporarily blocking out any of the sounds of the music reverberating throughout the hall. Agatha slowly intertwines her fingers with yours, the delicate sensation shooting all the way up your arm and into your spine, which in turn causes your hair to stand up on end. You keep a space between your bodies and start to step back and forth, side to side, just like you were taught. You stare straight over her head and try your best to avoid glancing down, attempting to pretend that this is just another dance lesson. However, You can't help but glance down at her, and both your eyes meet. She giggles. For someone as handsome and powerful as you are, you seem pretty nervous, sire. Your heart beats even faster. No, well, maybe a bit. You glance down at her and give her a quick smile. You're the first person I've really danced with other than my instructor. She squeezes your left hand tight before glancing down towards your abdomen. Well, I'm very honored to be your first, my prince. Something about how she said that makes you think she might be talking about a different kind of dancing. Besides, you're the Crown Prince Tyson. Shouldn't I be the nervous one? This makes you blow air from your nose with a small laugh. Her joking tone actually helps you relax a bit. I suppose you have a point. You laugh, and so does she. You breathe in and out, allowing your shoulders to relax. The release of air makes you realize that you've been holding a lot of tension in your back. Start to look around and notice that all of the other dancers are whispering to each other and taking quick glances at the two of you. Would probably just be a little bit easier if everyone was a bit less obvious that they were staring at us. She releases your left hand with her right and uses it to caress your face, gently pulling your head down just inches away from hers. Her piercing blue eyes stare up at you, and she says, "Don't look at them. Just look at me." You gulp again before averting your gaze. Nervously, you laugh. You see, it's almost easier to think about all of these people whispering about us. Agatha pulls her hand away from your face and places her palm on your chest, looking to the ground. I'm sorry if I make you uncomfortable, Prince Tyson. Not at all, you blurt out, just a little too loud, and it garners more than a few stares from the Goliaths in the vicinity. Quieter now. It's just that. She interrupts. You've never been this close to a girl before? Your thoughts drift to dueling and wrestling with Willow. I have. I just not with. Agatha pulls her body slowly but firmly into yours, and with her left hand, Agatha pulls her body slowly but firmly into yours, using her left hand, and moves her right to your down your chest and to your hip, and whispers in your ear, "Someone like me?" Her words and warm breath in your ear send a tingling sensation down your spine, causing you to shudder. You can only manage a as a response, prompting yet another giggle from the stunning Goliath. She runs her hand gently on your bicep. You know, it's awfully cute that someone so strong and well-formed could be this bashful. She looks up and smiles at you. You glance down, but your gaze passes by her face for only a moment before you realize where you're staring. You immediately avert your eyes, but it was long enough for her to take notice. She wraps her hand around your neck and pulls you down to whisper in your ear again. You can look if you want. You look down at her again, and she presses her chest into yours. Like everything in this kingdom, I'm yours if you want me. She licks her lips. Your mouth, on the other hand, feels like a desert. Your hands are shaking, and your heart feels like it may explode at any second. All of a sudden, it feels very warm in the room. You try and form a response, any response, but nothing comes forth. Your mind feels like it has a million broken thoughts bouncing around inside your skull, the pieces desperately trying to be whole again. You simultaneously both want to run away and also to pull her in tighter. This sensation is a new one for you. Averting your eyes away from her, you scan the crowd of dancers to see if anyone was still staring at you, and that's when you see Willow. A big smile plastered on her face, chatting and dancing with the older boy from before. She glances over and smiles at you. You awkwardly smile back before Agatha pulls your chin in her direction again. You know, if all of these people watching you make you nervous, we could go somewhere a little more private. You still can't form full sentences. You managed to say, well, we can't leave, you know, the party. She bats her eyes at you. If that's what you want. You both continue to dance, but your body feels stiff again, the nerves having returned in full force. She leans in and rests her head on your chest. The king and queen seem like they love each other very much. Thankful for any other conversation, you breathe out heavily. They do. More than anything. That must be nice to have. You smile and nod before adjusting your gaze to look upon her face again. It is. I'm very lucky to have them as my parents. Have you given any thought yet? Given what? Any thought? She smirks playfully. To whom you might want as your future queen. No, not really. You reach up and adjust your collar to release some of the heat that's been building up under your shirt. She looks up and connects eyes with you. Do you think I'm beautiful? Your eyes widen. Yes, I do. I just, She presses her body into you once again, this time rubbing her leg on the inside of yours, causing your legs to feel weak. Wouldn't I look beautiful sitting next to you up there? She motions her head towards the throne, and then she whispers in your ear again, making sure her warm breath hits your eardrum. Wouldn't I look even better out of this dress? Because, as your queen, it would be my duty to fulfill your every desire. Your heart is pounding like a war hammer on a shield. Sweat drips down your brow as you desperately search for something, anything to say, when all of a sudden, someone grabs your hand and yanks you away from Agatha. Hey! You hear Agatha yell.
Sorry, my turn to cut in.
Turning away from Agatha, you see that the mystery person is Willow. She pulls you through the sea of dancing dignitaries and towards the door leading out of the ballroom. She flings the door open and pulls you through. There are still servants running around, trying to get things cleaned up and prepared. They give you both odd glances as you both stop to catch your breath. Thank you. She smiles and winks at you.
You looked like you were in desperate need of a knight to swoop in and save you.
Your eyes go wide and you nod heavily. You have absolutely no idea. Willow looks around.
Oh, I think I do. She wasn't exactly hiding how hard she was trying.
You both look at each other and burst out laughing. The heaves causing you to bend over and you almost lose your balance.
So?
Willow punches you in the arm.
Where is it?
Where's what? She looks at you like you're an idiot.
The shield, dummy. The one that Balron made you. My father told me about it.
Oh, that's right, the shield. It's up in my room. Willow looks at you expectantly.
Well?
You look to her questioningly.
Are you going to show me or not?
You had wanted to show it to her anyways, but wouldn't your parents be mad if you left? I don't know, Willow. My family might get mad at me.
Oh, come on. We'll be quick. Besides, if you go back now, miss, I desperately want Prince Cock might still be waiting there.
Oof. Willow was never one to mince words. You feel the air leave your chest for a moment with those words. Okay. Can we please not talk about that anymore?
What? Prince Cock?
Each time she says it, it feels like a punch in the gut. Yes!
Why?
Because I'm the prince! Her mouth opens and her eyes widen a bit.
Oh. Okay, that makes sense.
She shrugs her shoulders.
Sorry, you're just Tyson to me. Now come on, I want to see it.
You stop dead in your tracks with your face locked in a terrified expression. What? She scans your face questioningly until she realizes.
No, not that. The shield, you idiot. I didn't think turning 13 would turn you into a complete buffoon.
She grabs your arm and starts pulling you towards the dining hall.
Let's go.
With Willow leading the way, the two of you weave through the hustle and bustle of servants and open the door into the dining hall. Even though the main meal has been concluded, there are still dozens of servants running around getting things ready for the rest of the day's festivities. Being careful not to knock anything over, the pair of you dart across the room and start to ascend the stairwell towards the royal quarters. You make it up the first few stairs when all of a sudden you hear, "Just where in all of Braedon do you think you two are going?" Elaine's voice rings out. Instantly you feel Willow go stiff. Even as tough as she is, her mother could still instill fear into the Goliath. Slowly, you both turn around to face Elaine. Willow's mother has both hands on her hips and an evil, judging glare in her eyes. You offer a sheepish grin, while Willow attempts to explain.
Well, Mom, you see...
What I see is two young Goliaths stinking off toward the castle bedchambers. After the recent events, you immediately get the implication and begin furiously shaking your head. No, it's not, we were... Willow then speaks up.
No, Tyson was just going to show me his prince... shield. Oh.
What? The slip-up in words causes several nearby staff to halt in their tracks. What in the hell are you all staring at? Back to work! Now completely, utterly humiliated, and your face crimson red, you slump back onto the stairs to sit and slap your face with both hands. Now I want the truth! Willow sighs.
Honestly, Mom, I wanted to see the shield. Besides, we can't go back now. Tyson was being harassed out there.
Elaine glances at you. Is that true, Tyson? You nod your head furiously, after which Elaine studies both of your faces what feels like an eternity. All right, then. But I swear on my ancestors, if there is any funny business, there will be hell to pay. I don't care that you're the prince or that I practically raised you. They'll never find your body, Tyson. Do you understand? You gulp and nod rapidly.
Mom, gross. We'll be back.
Willow gets up and starts upstairs. Elaine gives you one last death stare before her lips finally start trembling and curl up into a smile. She walks over and gives you a kiss on the cheek. Well, be quick about it. Go on. You head upstairs. You can barely hear, as you head upstairs, you can barely hear Elaine's giddy, "Oh, that's adorable," from behind. This was not how you expected your birthday to go. You slowly climb the last of the spiral stone staircase, and as you crest the top, you now see Willow impatiently waiting for you.
Took you long enough.
She grabs your wrist with both hands and tugs on you.
Come on.
She yanks your arm down the hall and flings open the door to your room. The glare of the sunlight causes her to shield her eyes, but after a moment, they adjust, and you can hear her gasp in excitement.
Wow.
She hurries over to the shield, which is now resting against your bed.
It's so pretty.
She mounts it on her arm and lifts it.
And light.
She jumps around the room with it, pretending to block imaginary attacks from all sides. You, on the other hand, plop down on your bed and let out a massive sigh, closing your eyes and attempting to mentally process the events of today. You lose yourself in thought until you feel a finger tap 3 times on your forehead.
Anybody home?
Your eyes flutter open to see Willow staring down at you, upside down. Sorry, I'm tired. She laughs and lays her head down next to yours.
So, are you going to tell me about it?
About what?
The shield. Balaran made it, so there's definitely going to be something magical about it.
Oh, yeah, you think. He mentioned something about a gem, but my father stopped him before he could finish. Willow sighs.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Does it feel any different being 13?
After pondering for a second, you respond. Not really.
I wonder why they make such a big deal about it then.
No clue.
Damn. I was hoping to have something to look forward to.
You shrug your shoulders. All I got was enough embarrassment to last a lifetime.
And an awesome shield.
Well, yeah.
So it's not a total loss then.
I guess not. I don't think I'm ready.
Ready for what?
All of this. You motion out with your hands.
Being an adult?
Yeah, sorry, that's I highlighted the wrong thing. My fault. Being an adult, having to become king someday, living up to everyone's expectations, having to, find a queen. You turn your head slightly towards Willow with the last few words. She giggles, but didn't notice you sneak a glance at her.
Oh, you mean I mean, that very nice and totally not devious girl you were dancing with.
Ha ha ha, very funny.
I certainly thought so.
She giggles, causing you to stand. I'm serious. What if I'm not cut out for this? For being a prince? Willow sits up in bed.
Look, Tyson, I'm probably not supposed to tell you, but my father said that you will make a great king someday. He told me that you doubt yourself a lot, especially after...
She pauses.
Look, what I'm trying to say is that he said only tyrants never doubt themselves. That a true king doubts if every choice they make is the right one.
You sit down next to her. And the next line, I didn't highlight that one. That is yours.
All I'm saying is that you've always tried to do the right thing.
She nudges you with her shoulder.
You'll be fine. Besides, you'll have me as one of your knights, so I'll protect you.
You laugh.
What's so funny?
Nothing.
Do you think that I couldn't do it?
No, She's a bit frustrated now.
Then what?
You sit up to face her. I'll probably be able to take care of myself by then. She glares at you.
Oh, really?
Yep. She's still squinting at you, she says.
Then let's go.
You shoot her a questioning look. What do you mean?
Let's make a bet right now.
What kind of bet?
The one where the winner gets something.
I know how bets work, Willow. She just glares at you. All right, so what's the bet? There's a pause before she answers.
The bet is you and I wrestle right now. If I can pin you, then you make me a knight when you become king.
Okay, but what if I win?
You won't.
You tilt your head and sigh and then stare at her. I'm not doing it unless I can win something.
Ugh, fine. If you win, I'll...
Willow's cheeks turns red and she turns to her face away from you. What? Look, I really can't hear you. Exasperated now, she finally yells.
Fine. If you win, I'll give you a kiss.
You stand up immediately and look at her. Your heart now beating out of your chest once again. But this time, it's not nervousness. It's excitement. You gulp.
Look, if you don't want to...
Deal. You blurt out. She gulps too.
I guess I better not lose then.
I guess not. You both smirk at each other before loosening your garments and crouching down into battle positions. You circle around each other for a few moments and stare into your opponent's eyes. Both sets filled with excitement. Tired of waiting, Willow goes on the attack, trying to grab your arm and fling you to the ground. Such strong-arm tactics may have worked when you were a little bit smaller, but you are the heavier of the two now. The attempted throw barely moves you, and you swipe with your foot, trying to sweep her legs out from under her torso. She sees it coming, but manages to jump over it before hopping back a few feet and resetting. Circling around each other again, this time, you move to be on the offensive and attempt to grab her wrist, but unfortunately, you've overcommitted with your weight. She steps back, and instead of trying to push you away, she latches onto your forearm and yanks you towards her, pulling your weight off center and sending you tumbling to the stone floor. Then, in one lightning-fast motion, she jumps on top of you and pins both of your arms to the floor. And in between heavy breaths and leaning over you, she says,
I win.
You let out a huge sigh, and with your arms still pinned, say, All hail, Sir Willow, Knight of Braedon. Looking at each other now, you both start to laugh. Or you start to laugh.
What's so funny?
You shake your head. Oh, nothing. Just, your mom might literally kill me if she saw us like this. You both have burst out laughing, and Willow drops her head to your chest in the middle of the laughing fit. After a few moments, the laughter subsides, leaving her still laying on top of you. Your heart starts pounding harder and faster with each passing moment. Willow raises up her head and looks at you, her face now mere centimeters away from your own. You can tell that her breathing has quickened as well. You lick your lips and gulp before reaching up with your right hand and pushing the errant strands of hair behind her ear. You then gently caress her cheek, and she starts to lean in towards you. You can feel her breath on your face and neck as she leans further and further in, stopping just as your lips barely touch. You close your eyes for only a moment before gently reaching out and pulling her face into yours and kissing her deeply. Your first kiss with a girl. After a few seconds, she pulls back and smiles at you. You both let out a small laugh, and then she leans in to kiss you again. However, just as your lips are about to connect for a second time, you are interrupted by a blood-curdling scream. So, how's everyone doing after that story?
Stop and no.
Johnson, why did you end on that
Dude.
line?
You can't end there, Wes.
I absolutely can, and I did.
Not
Now,
fair.
Key.
Boy.
I'll donate however much it is for you to keep going.
Now,
Okay,
Key.
I'll donate my entire tax return.
I'll give you my whatever parts I got from my computer. Just give me 4.
Wesley, Agatha went too hard.
Oh,
It was Agatha.
did you-
Oh,
okay,
That was aggressive.
but did you guys enjoy it though?
No,
I
that was
actually wrote
Tyson
this and I
did.
didn't realize that there was
Tyson
actually
sure
more.
Did.
that was
Yeah, I
a
literally
fantastic-
wrote this, and I didn't realize there was actually more to the ship. when this lady showed, I'm like, who in the fresh hell are you?
Yep, same.
But did you guys like the story?
Absolutely,
I did.
yes.
Okay, good.
It
It was
was
a goodie.
so good. I was like, as soon as I heard birthday, I'm like, oh no, oh
Yeah,
no, 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 no.
yeah, me
But
too.
you
You
ended
sh-
at that.
I had
Ended at that.
I had a suspicion that when you asked me like before we went live was, hey Steve, and then you didn't finish it, and then you were mentioning something to Katie about doing a Discord. I'm like, oh no, we're about to head into that territory, not realizing that there was actually more of a build up. It makes more sense now to make it more smooth and transitions well to what's next.
Wes, even if it doesn't matter if we liked it, Tyson sure liked it.
He did.
He got
Agatha
so
did
Had a
too.
great night.
You should have seen us in chat.
Oh my gosh.
I know I was kind of bummed I had to be a part of it because then I also wanted to read chat and I was like, I'm gonna have to go back and read it.
One of
The
my,
parts
one of
were
my
like-
specific quotes was "Cue careless whisper."
There was one part like you were starting to get into like I think it was Agatha, and it was that little wave thing, and I literally, because I'm on Streamlabs right now, I literally just did my
I was dying laughing.
That's great.
Oh,
Oh
That was
god,
so
that was
good.
amazing.
I'm
So
curious
good.
though, because of the build up to the player memory, like this half of it at least, it's like I feel like this is happy memories, at least for this part.
yeah.
So
I mean,
now it's gonna make
Like
more
the
sense as
best
to why
night, yeah, the best night of his life was also the worst.
Worst.
The worst.
the
night.
worst. It's gonna really build into the whole Jade, Willow, and Tyson stuff. Like this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the story of.
understand
I'm
why
sorry,
Jade
Sorry
is
for
please
the-
don't forget Edgar. That would be
Yeah.
Tyson, Jade, Willow, Edgar.
don't
Yeah.
you?
Who's-
The
who's
tension
Edgar?
is going to be so much
Who's
more
Edgar who?
palpable after this.
Who's Edgar?
And
Oh, you
before
mean the only
Tyson's
guy
like,
that Kaylin gets along with right now?
Yeah.
and before Tyson's like,
Who's
Keep
that?
in mind, we have not gotten
Who's-
to the the part where Willow or Jade and Tyson's paths diverge.
True.
that is true because we never
Ew.
really came up with a part of like what happens in a certain
Oh,
key
I
moment
know.
of the play memory. Well,
Oh,
you
I
do,
know.
but when we like drafted it to like what I would
Yeah.
know, it's man, anything
That was
can
fun,
happen
Wes.
now.
Thanks
Yeah.
for
That was
having
great.
me.
Yeah.
do
It was a
that.
fun
Let's
play
do
memory.
Well
it.
done, Katie.
Yeah, that was
That
great.
was my favorite. We all you should go back, Wes, and watch our reactions. when
Yeah.
Oh
we
yeah, it was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
again,
Yeah.
because we all freaked out.
That's
There were parts where my eyes were like out of my head.
Yeah, I had you guys
Oh,
on the
yeah,
TV
no,
and I
Joey-
could
Joey
see your
was great.
reactions.
He
So we was
literally
like,
gave this to me like minutes before the show
I
started.
did. I did
it
absolutely
was definitely a cold read.
because
He told us right before we went live. And it's like,
Because-
oh yeah, Katie's gonna help.
I sent it to you when I finished it.
Yeah, he wasn't done
Oh my
until we were about
gosh.
to start.
Wes.
when the seductive parts were
It
coming
was
up,
a-
I was looking on the TV and I could see you guys going,
Like,
Like,
I
ooh,
went back through a couple
spicy.
times
Oh.
because like I tried to have it done for last week and there was just like I started rushing and I'm like that's not okay.
Oh,
So
where's
I
your
went-
mic
Chad
is
is saying
dropping
people
low.
can hear you.
Doing things.
What happened? Can you guys hear me now? Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
Yes.
I
A
can,
little bit better.
That's weird.
Chat can confirm.
yeah, can you hear
That's-
you?
That's really strange. Anyway, hopefully it's fixed now.
Hopefully.
Unless it's a
Why are we all
Streamlabs
having
bug.
mic issues tonight?
Fingers
don't know.
crossed. Maybe
Yeah.
You guys can't hear me
you could
still?
use my.
You're
very,
really
very
quiet. You got
loud.
really quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really weird. Let
I
me-
actually thought it was my mic. Like I bumped the audio.
Yeah, I thought
It
it
was
volume.
Agatha. Oh.
Oh, Wes, is it that? Bess, do you have
was.
this low?
Is it better now?
Like the little dial at the bottom? Is that kind of like not
No,
to
it's
the
all
end?
it's all the way to the big side. Is it better
Oh,
now?
no.
Is it better
Your
now?
default microphone has changed to microphone HyperX. Your
Me?
default microphone changed. No,
Check,
it was
check.
Wes. I saw it on stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So your mic changed. That's why.
That's weird.
I get to broke Wes's mic next time.
Yeah.
It says HyperX Quadcast. That's what it should be.
Been
It
messing
was
up
Agatha
everything.
all
Check,
along.
check, check. Hello. Is it better now?
It's
No,
very,
you're
very
quiet.
low.
A little quiet.
Streamlabs,
That's the
what are you
dial.
doing? Like,
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know
just
what's going
glad that this has happened after
yes,
the memory.
yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's actually very odd because I see the levels and they're really, really high on Streamlabs.
So weird.
Sounds like the same problem my mic is having.
You want
Yeah.
to try
It's just not-
unplugging and replugging
I just
again?
Oh,
did.
true, yeah.
I just did that actually.
Wes is
Oh.
on ASMR mode.
Quiet. Okay. I just cranked it all the way up too. Let me jump into my sound settings, guys, real quick, and then we'll get
Okay.
we'll get
No
into
worries.
the
Take
Oh,
this
good.
moment.
Can we take our
To
10
pee.
10-minute
Okay,
break?
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. That took forever.
That's
It's
totally
a...
fine.
Oh.
We
So
now
I need
give
to
you
start
to our
recording.
resident Steve so that he can do the ad break.
How about now? Is that better, guys?
That's
better.
We can
better.
hear
That's
you.
good.
Okay, cool.
Chat. How can we? How
Hello,
can we
hello,
How does Wes
hello.
sound? Does he sound
Yes.
good?
That is
They say
better.
yes.
That's much louder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can we actually do our 10-minute break real quick?
Yes, take your 10-minute
Yeah.
break. We'll have about 20 minutes left of the actual session because I talked nonstop for an hour.
Yeah, totally
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will entertain chat for a little while, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you should have seen the
Because-
stuff we were typing in chat. We were having a
It
fun
was
time
so
with that.
I'm
Great.
glad. I'm glad you
Would
guys
you like me to
liked
go
it.
through the signs, Wes?
I
that
will say,
I usually do?
we didn't say anything worse than you did.
True.
That is true.
I could have been more specific with things.
That's, I need
Oh,
a turn.
we know.
I need a turn. Zoom
We know
down
you
now.
could have.
You're much clearer now. That's good.
Oh, is
I
my,
know
is
it's
my
good.
mic too loud now?
Oh, it's good now. It's good. I
Check,
just need
check,
to turn my
check. Is that
computer
better?
down.
Is that better?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I just had my computer right up, so
I
I could hear you.
absolutely had fun writing this.
Yeah,
Here's the
I'm sure
thing.
you
I
did.
I really
Like, that
enjoy
kind of
writing
humor-
all of the player memories.
That kind of humor is the best when left subtle like that.
Oh, absolutely.
I had a really good, good laugh. It's
I just
It was
love
nice
all
to
the
get that.
WandaVision references in chat.
that thick, not thick, the in-depthness now between the two characters. You can kind of sense more to like
I-
one side now.
I will say one of the favorite lines that I wrote was
Uh-huh.
Willow's response to Tyson saying his parents might get mad, which was, "Come on, we'll be quick. Besides, if you go back now, Miss, I desperately want Prince Cock might still be waiting." Like,
That was great.
I like.
The name.
That's
Willow
when chat,
Jade does
like,
not
lost
mince
it.
words. Does not at all mince words.
Yeah,
She
chat
said
lost
that
it at
with
that part.
integrity.
So, do you guys think that I can make it as a romance novelist now?
Yes, yes, I
Yes.
Or like a romantic humor.
There could be
Rom-com.
like book 2 of like the Braedon arc is
Guys, I'm
the
writing.
extra book.
I'm gonna be writing 90 Shades of Grey,
90 Shades.
D&D
Coming soon to
edition.
you.
do.
The
Dungeons
D&D
and
one.
Dragons edition.
50 Shades. Yeah.
Oh boy,
Well, chat had fun.
I had fun reading it as well. I'm glad you guys did. I'm glad you guys liked it.
That was great.
Yeah.
I had a blast. I was laughing so hard at half of that.
I enjoyed
yeah.
it. So
In
now
the
that
middle
it's
of all of
more
that-
in depth.
In the middle of all of that, Brian could hear stuff that you were saying through my headset, and he made a comment. I laughed so hard I spit out my water. I had to turn my camera off.
I saw like your
Yeah,
reaction.
I
and
saw it
thought,
go turn off. What was the comment?
It was you were doing the part where we are Braedon, we are the
Yeah.
prince. You know, they're doing the chant, and then he goes, "We are farmers." Bum,
Yeah.
ba-dum, bum. I don't know why. That just hit me really funny. I had to turn off my camera.
Yeah, that was good.
I thought you got it all over your computer because I saw like
No,
you drinking,
luckily it
and
was,
then all of a sudden I saw you like
It was like
red
into
in the
cup.
face.
It was like into the cup, and I'm like, okay, I gotta turn off my camera.
Nat 20 Shades of Grey.
Grey.
I like it.
Oh
yeah.
my
That's
god.
that's
There
a
we
thing
go.
to walk back into.
Yeah.
D&D edition.
Yep.
Oh my
50
gosh.
Shades of Click Click.
50 Shades of Click
50 Shades of
Funk.
something colors.
Click. Oh, Okay. I don't know if this is already addressed when
I'm gonna have some of my cake now.
I was AFK, but was Agatha like pulled from WandaVision?
No, actually.
Really?
No. That was
Also,
when I
no
was thinking.
WandaVision spoilers.
Yeah, when I
will
was
let
thinking
you.
of the character in my head, that was the first name that popped in.
Ah.
When
Okay.
you said Agatha, I was thinking of the. Oh, that's Medusa. I was like, are you talking about the lady like you look at her and you die? Because you
No.
turn into stone? And I realized that is now like thinking
That's-
about it now. That is not Agatha. That is
Look,
that is
Medusa.
all I gotta say, in Agatha's defense, she knew what she wanted and she went for it.
Touche.
She pursued the Tyson.
She definitely pursued the Tyson, all right?
She
And then
pursued
some.
something.
That little something.
She heard of of Tyson and really wanted your meats.
Oh my.
I gotta go.
She definitely pursued Tyson.
Oh God.
She really wanted Tyson's
I
Tyson.
can't.
Welcome to Westling Stream After Hours, everybody.
Yeah, for real.
Oh my
I
god.
almost choked
Oh,
on
my
my
dog.
cake. That one bite. Oh my dog. That bite there. That was almost choking
Oh, that
on it.
looks good.
I love how
haven't
you
had
just
cake in a
happen to
while.
have cake too.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I
Yeah,
was
the
laughing about
timing.
the cake in the beginning. I was like, that's fitting.
It's totally perfect.
Yeah, I
In
literally
chat,
like
she
lifted
was
the
like,
cake
I-
up as you mentioned the cake. I'm like, oh my dog, this wasn't planned at all.
Odyssey!
Like, I didn't
Oh my
realize-
God!
Huh?
Look at Odyssey's
Oh my
comment.
God.
That's so good. I
I missed it. Wait.
wow.
All right, guys.
Typically, I
It's
would.
good to know you.
I would.
Peace out.
You know what?
Oh.
That's pretty damn good.
Oh.
Well,
Oh my.
well done.
well.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well
I'm
done.
proud of that one.
Typically, I would
That's,
flag that, but because of the
Because of
context,
the-
Because
and
of the
being
context
me-
and the creativity, it stands.
It works.
That's enough
It
for
works.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah, no, George Takei, is it Takei or
Oh,
Takei?
How
I can
much
never
I,
remember.
how
Okay.
much I had
Okay,
to hold
George
back on.
Takei would
my.
definitely have something to say about that. It would be, oh,
Yeah. Oh my.
My.
Oh my.
I love that man. I want
Thank God that auto mod's not too active at the moment because I feel like a lot of the stuff that people are putting in chat I could kind of see. I
Yeah.
feel like 70% of chat would have been flagged.
I
during
think
that whole period.
Automod
Hey.
read the room.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm gonna turn myself off. The filter's now off.
Today,
Another
guys, we
That was me censoring myself. in
today,
chat.
guys, we only have about 20 minutes left because some people got things to do this evening. So let's real quickly hop back in there, and
Meanwhile, back
maybe,
in the-
just maybe, we can get you guys to your destination.
Oh,
Dun,
maybe.
dun, dun.
Perhaps.
Dun, dun, dun. We're still in the tunnels, right? I kind of
You
forgot
are
what we were doing.
Still in the tunnels. You've just
Yeah, sorry.
left-
All I remember is like kissing, and that's it.
Now, keys.
Now, Geef.
Oh, there were some really important
Yeah,
assets we were talking about.
but,
too.
like, If this were a movie, would it be like the flashback of like Tyson and Willow kissing, and then all of a sudden it cuts to like Jade looking at Edgar?
yes, yes, it would be.
Either that, or in my mind, it would be Tyson looking at Jade, and then Jade looking confused, like, "Why are you looking at me like that?"
Like, hello.
Like, just like
That makes
this
sense.
Stupid look, and then she'll shake her head and like keep moving down the path, and he's just
waving
kinda,
her
like,
hand, like,
looks
hello?
around and snaps out of
Go.
that blank expression on his face. It's like,
Or it could come back full circle, and Jade's like, "Is anything in there? Is anybody home?" That would be a full circle right there.
that's funny.
But the
I like it.
innuendo, though, at this very, very start, though, there was a cake, but then it was the one where, like, show him the thing. And then, you know, what happened in that little period where it's like, oh, no, we kind of hit, like, after dark real fast.
Yeah, we
You're,
did.
you're right, Shauna. Tyson did
Oh,
not
fair.
let his hands wander. Tyson is a gentleman.
Mhm.
His eyes, however,
Not so much.
may have wandered a few times during that exchange.
And all I could think that whole time was, oh no.
Okay. So, you guys are walking through the tunnels. Edgar's still leading the way. And he kind of stops and turns to all of you.
Austin's got only eyes for one person now.
How do you guys want to play this? Because there's no direct passageway to get to where the Navad survivors are. We're going to have to go through the streets, and if we want to beat the High Volantry representative, we're going to have to not be sneaky about it.
Well, that's gonna definitely put most of us, as she gestures to Katrin, Dr. Bonus, and Kaylin, and herself, in a bit of a pickle. I mean, Katrin and the doctor are able to disguise themselves, but Kaylin
Myself
and I
and Avenir, not so much.
we're kind of in a pickle.
But we don't. Do you see any other options? Because I don't.
No.
Jade's gonna look to Ryak.
It's
Is
the
there
closest we
anything?
can get.
Is there anything you can do?
And he kind of like sighs and just looks around. I'm not 100% sure what my standing is. If those guards from last evening recognized me, my house might already be overrun with soldiers.
You said that your men would believe you and
They
follow
will.
you.
However, Jaedon's men will not. They are loyal to him, and he keeps his closest. And he kind of like looks to the ground. He keeps his closest men well supplied with anything they desire. And all he asks is for undying loyalty. They will do
understand.
anything for him to maintain their way of life. I served him because I truly believed he was the descendant of Mikael. Had I known, I would not have participated in any of his orders. And he kind of glances over to Edgar for a second before dropping his gaze. If I can make it to some of the outposts, I know that there are captains who would still be loyal to me and trust me if I told them the truth. But as far as my resources go, right now I'm not of any use.
Afraid we don't have time for any of that anyway. But perhaps if we created a diversion of some sort.
I was just gonna say pretend to be refugees. Hide your
I
ears.
mean, that could work.
I've been down that path. They don't necessarily take kindly to those.
Edgar kind of looks at all you. Wait, no, that might actually work. If we say that we are escorting lost refugees to the camp, they might just let us through.
Even if we're carrying all of these weapons that we just got.
He
They
kind of
won't let you keep them.
He kind of looks around. It's a fair point. Damn. Only soldiers are allowed to have weapons in the city, so that it won't even account for us. We may just have to try our luck if you guys still want to do this.
What's
I
the
still wanna
closest
do
you can
this.
get us to them?
Maybe a 10-minute run if we move fast. Somebody will have to carry the little one.
That won't be a problem. She looks to Tyson.
Always talk about like. I got
Well, you
you
didn't
all,
think
dude.
I was gonna do it, did you?
Carry me! Daddy! Daddy!
Babby.
Come here, my boy.
All right. Look, we can try and I don't. There's a lot of options. We could try and go to the markets and steal a wagon. We could.
Edgar,
What?
don't overthink it.
I'm just
Go with
trying
your
not to
gut.
get us all
We'll
killed.
You haven't this far.
And to be fair, a lot of us accepted that that's a possibility when we took this.
All right. So a mad dash through the streets of Braedon right after an evening where they were on high alert. Cool. All right. That sounds like a good plan. All right. Yeah. And you can like just barely hear him whisper. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. Oh, crap.
Eager, maybe words of encouragement. We've got your back.
And he kind of looks up at you. Isn't that your job, King?
Yes, Edgar, it is. But with everyone here, we'll look after you. You're not gonna die on our watch.
I could attempt to be a diversion.
And he kind of looks over at you. Look.
What do you mean?
If this guy is as powerful as the whispers I've been hearing, you are going to need all of you to take him down. This is not going to be like the guards you fought before or a few undead. What I've heard is that potentially this guy is a very powerful mage.
Trust me, I understand that, but if we don't make it to them in the first place, then this is all for nothing. I haven't done a lot right in my life. Let me at least try to do this.
Look, it's up to you, but... And he looks to Ryak. I actually think that I might have an idea.
Share with the class.
And he like kind of looks Ryak up and down. He's still in his soldier's armor. How do you feel about being stabbed? And Ryak kind of like looks at... Excuse me? Look, hear me out, okay? I'm not going to kill you yet. Besides, if I try to kill you, you'll be armed, and you will be facing me. And Ryak just kind of like nods his head. What's your idea? If a soldier of Braedon, especially one as high up in ranking as you, were to run out into the streets bleeding and screaming about the terror of Tyson, it might draw enough guards away that we can slip past. And he kind of looks. They might not buy it. They know I am not weak. Right, but they also know that the terror of Tyson, kind of eyes Jade and kind of giggles a little bit, is not one to be trifled with. You managed to escape with your life. Not many of the other soldiers under Jaden's command have managed to do that. Fine. I'll need your help as well then, Edgar. I will need a quick exit once the guards find out I'm not as injured as I appear to be.
We could make it look real.
I think we should make it real.
We could
My
also
thoughts
do that.
exactly, Jade. And he pulls out a dagger.
Hold on. Wait, what if we... Do you guys have magic that can
There's
make
no
it
other
look
way
like...
to do this, Tyson. It
Damn
has
it.
to be done. If we believe me, if we had the ability, we would, but it's best if they actually believe that he is injured.
Ryak, on behalf of the real royalty, hopefully I see you again, but thank you for what you have contributed to hopefully restoring Braedon from what has been happening over the past 18 years.
He bows his head. Don't worry, my king. I still have much to contribute before I am to leave this world. And he kind of...
And more to contribute after you do that.
He kind of looks to Edgar. He's like, shall we?
Jade's gonna look to Edgar real quick and lean over to him. This is not the moment you seek. Strike, but do not strike as a final blow.
He kind of like rolls his eyes and looks at you. I know. All right. And then he's like, Ryak, so on the count of 3, and Ryak nods. 1, 2, and he slashes his side. All right. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I thought you said on 3. Yeah, I did.
I taught him that.
And he like holds his side, and his hand comes over with blood. This should be.
Matron looks like she's mentally taking notes. Not bad.
Then I suggest we get moving.
Edgar steps up and lifts up a section of brick that seems to be balanced in a way that it lifts up into a darkened home. Looks kind of worn down, much like the other entrances and exits that you've been through. But this one actually has a few shops out front. You can see through like the cracks in the boards and the windows.
Is this like up, so we have to climb up?
So you
or
gotta
is
climb
it, like,
up,
to the
and
side?
then you're
Okay.
inside of like a big, like a room with, some of the stuff is like falling apart, but it's, out one of the broken boards. You can see
Perception check. Do we hear
Gotcha.
anything up there?
How high up is it? Out of curiosity.
Ooh,
It's
I like that
7
number.
or 8 feet.
23.
I want to.
Do I hear anything up there?
You hear people like moving around in the market and stuff, and it sounds like chattering, but you can't really make out anything that's being said. Just
But nothing like immediately above us.
yeah, no, nothing immediately above
Okay.
you in the house. It just sounds like it's outside.
I am immediately going to attempt to climb up.
So, Kaylin, you climb up out of the hole.
I will
climb
also
up.
climb out of the hole.
Yeah, there's a little rope with knots tied in it, so it's a pretty easy way to get out.
Oh, that's handy.
I climb up too.
I climb up.
I
also climb up.
Well, I'm on
Everybody
Tyson's
climbs
back, so
up,
I don't have to do anything.
along with
Yeah.
Edgar and Ryak, and they both look at the group, and Ryak's still holding his side, and you can see a little bit of blood trickling through his fingers, and he just looks.
Does
at
it look convincing enough?
I mean, it depends on what you would think, but yeah, I mean, I would assume that he knows what a battlefield injury would look like, but he needs to be probably well enough to actually get out of there afterwards.
Kaylin takes a minute to look over at Edgar and Ryak and study the wound on Ryak and just goes, "Showtime."
Good luck. And
And to you as well.
Likewise.
Ryak opens the door slightly and walks out and starts limping and goes through the crowd to the right and starts yelling. You can hear him that he was attacked by the terror of Tyson and to call the guards, and keeps walking off. And Edgar kind of motions with his head. We'll go. The distraction's going.
That's not going to keep them busy for long.
This is
Nope.
our window of
Go,
opportunity.
go, go.
We need to move.
All right.
Run.
Yeah, we move. I run.
We
Yeah.
eat.
All right.
Is Edgar following me?
No.
Then I don't go.
Remember, he said he was going to get transportation for Ryak.
Right, then I go.
I totally without my
that's
Edgar.
right.
Edgar, I'm not leaving you behind. I told you to. Okay, bye.
I forgot.
All right.
forgot.
So, through the market, you see a crowd of Goliaths all around Ryak, who's yelling out very overdramatically in pain. This Goliath is not an actor.
Like this. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I've been stabbed.
I've been stabbed!
Help me.
Yeah, no,
I've
if
been
you want to,
stabbed.
I've been stabbed! The terror of Tyson has attacked me! Oh, call for help! I need
Oh,
aid!
no!
Like people were like, oh my gosh, like kind of like trying to take care of him. And like Edgar smirks and like darts off into the distance.
Follow
and
Edgar.
Leaving you guys to
Oh wait, no, don't follow Edgar. He's getting the card.
head toward the holding area.
I follow everybody to the holding area.
Yes.
Holding area.
All right.
That way.
Everybody roll stealth. We'll see if you guys actually
Stealth.
roll athletics because you guys are just spraying.
Really?
Oh,
let's-
come
In that
on.
case, I'm using an advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also using an advantage in
Oh my
that
god, I got a 17!
Yay!
17 also.
18.
I
am so
got.
glad I
I
called
am
out.
so
Oh,
glad.
thank God I rolled advantage.
Hand on the Bible, I rolled a nat 20.
Yes.
I got an 18 on both rolls.
Really?
I
Oh, that's
got
awesome.
a.
I rolled a 5 on my first one, too.
All right.
I got a. I need to double check. Oh no, I closed
Athletics.
my. Hold up, I need to check my D&D
Yeah.
thing. It's 13, but I need to check what the.
You're
I have a -1. I literally rolled two 19s.
You're a +2, I believe.
I thought it was a +7. Like it was quite high.
I don't think your athletics are that high.
Well, it should be. He's a strength-based character.
Yeah.
I'm a +9.
I mean, yeah, that's
No
fair, but
biggie.
you're also a higher
No
level than
biggie.
us, I think, right?
I rolled a 9 though.
I'm the same level.
Mm.
No, not you, Steve.
Jade,
I was
so-
talking to Jade.
Oh. I thought you meant me. I'm like, nah, I'm the same level as you
No,
guys.
I knew you were the same level. I was talking about Katie.
It is athletics. 21.
21. Okay.
Hey.
Everybody passed the DC of 15.
Yay!
You
I
guys
just barely did, but yay.
managed to sprint extremely fast through the city, being actually led by Avenir, who rolled a nat
Of
20.
course, that makes sense.
And as you sprint,
gotta go
all
fast.
wearing cloaks, people kind of like glance at you, you pass by, but they don't really think anything of it.
Excellent.
We got
Tyson
Wait.
is holding his child.
Yeah, I didn't have to make an athletics
didn't.
check.
Don't
Why
talk
did
to
I
me
make
or
an
my son
Because
athletics
I
again.
wanted you
check?
to. He's holding you
Yeah,
in front, and your legs and arms are going. Like,
Talk to me or my son again.
yeah.
Actually, hold up. Athletic because grip.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
You're holding on,
True.
but you like, you know what? Roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
What?
I knew it. I knew that.
Why?
Why would we do that?
Because
right
I
now?
want you to.
Why did
Why
I
would we do
talk?
that?
Why did I
Child,
open my
please
mouth?
don't be
His
angry.
almightiness.
You
Okay.
haven't done it in a while. Let's
Hold
be
on.
fair.
What is my wisdom again? Oh.
That's been Yeet for initiative. Thank you guys.
That's,
Hasn't it changed?
that's a 12.
A 12. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Please, child,
Nothing
don't
crazy
be
bad
angry
is
with
gonna
me.
happen. You just kind of hold like Tyson's hands are under your armpits, and you kind of like stretch your arms out and just go whoosh, 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 as the wind flies by you. Like
I'm Jackie. I'm flying, Tyson.
I'm a
flying.
bird. Okay. So after about, I'd say you guys rolled pretty high. So about 8.5 minutes of running, you approach this large, almost what looks like a storage facility, and there are 2 guards posted outside. And they just kind of seem to be like make perception checks.
I will do that. That is a
A 14.
I
19.
got a.
Dirty 20.
What are we rolling through again? Sorry, perception.
Perception.
Yeah. So
14.
the people, everybody who got above a 16, these guards, they look bored, like really bored. They're like kind of like, you know, knocking back against the wall. They're talking to each other, like shaking their heads back and forth. They're not prepared for any sort of fight right now.
Out of curiosity, question to you as the DM: are they the same 2 guards that I encountered last time?
No.
Okay, just want to be sure. I just wanted to make sure they wouldn't recognize me.
So you guys are like across the street in an alley, and the entrance is like down another alley to the right. But there's 2 guards posted outside, and they seem to think that this is the most boring thing they've ever encountered.
I look over to Katrin, and I just say, I don't think fighting them would be the greatest option. So because we want to lay low, unlike
Thinking the same thing.
I
the
mean,
jails.
to be
But
fair, Katrin and I could combine our magic and create an actual, what seems like something that is real. I mean, an illusion.
With a little bit of magic powers.
yeah, and then Avenir looks over at Kaylin. Looks like we're on the same page. I was going to suggest having some sort of illusion.
Well, would you like the kind that makes everyone feel like they're in danger? Would you like some pretty ladies to be waving at them from across the street?
You mean Agatha?
Would you like an injured
Yeah.
child?
Take your pick.
Take your pick.
I don't think that they would really care for the child, even though I hate to admit that. Ladies might be very entertaining to see.
I could try that. Think we can make some realistic looking pretty ladies sitting across the street?
Get out of here! Get out of here!
If you want to create the illusion, I can give it a little bit of ambiance.
So, since mine have to be 5 feet square, we're gonna conjure up 2 very pretty ladies sitting down, wearing showing off some very lovely assets. Use your words.
Hey, look.
Use your words.
Hey, it worked.
It was Titans' words, technically. Okay.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, but you wrote it.
I did do that. Okay, so yeah, do you have to make any roll for that, or just happen?
That's just minor illusion.
Roll
just
for
happened.
tatas.
Okay, so roll for tatas. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh no.
Anyway, all right. It happens across the street.
Very beautiful looking Goliath women sitting down across the street.
And
they
flirtatious.
Well,
they
they
start
rolled very,
making
very
eyes.
low on their investigation check.
I was gonna say, while she
Start
does that, I
making
just create
eyes.
like a light around them that gives them like an almost heavenly angelish glow.
Oh my
So,
god.
They're
After-
ethereal.
After a moment, like you see the one like looking around, he just kicks a stone and then looks up down the alley and like hits his buddy, like, look. And like they're like whispering back and forth, and then finally they both start moving away from the door down the alley towards the 2 Goliath women.
They go, how you doing?
I believe that's our
How
cue,
you doing?
everyone.
How you doing?
Yeah, that won't keep them fooled for very long if they try to touch them at all. Which
Yeah,
should be
we
very, very soon, maybe 10 seconds.
All right,
should
so let's
move.
go.
All right.
All right, let's go, guys. Onward.
We
Onward.
move towards the gate really
Is-
quickly.
Is the gate like closed?
It's kind of
or...
it's kind of 2 big wooden doors. There's like a small metal lock on it, but it looks kind of rusty and old.
Am I able to lockpick real quick?
Yeah, make a sleight hand.
All right.
Come on, Nisa.
Fun.
I
road.
made that pretty illusion. Let's not
Dirty 20.
Dirty
There we
sleight.
go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so
Nice.
you like looking at the lock. This is like not even a good lock. You just kind of like click it almost immediately, and you're like, it just like pops open, and yeah.
All right. Yeah. I open the door, which way it's supposed to open.
Okay, you pull it open. It's fine.
Thank you.
And you hear murmuring and some like hushed like as the door opens, letting light into the room, and you see hundreds of people sitting down in this giant almost warehouse. Looks like it almost used to be an ale brewery, but has since been decommissioned. There's like spider webs and cobwebs, and it's not exactly a well-kept place, but they all like kind of are looking at you in fear as you walk. Are you guys entering, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah.
And closing the gate behind us
They
so
all
that
look
the guards don't notice.
Yeah, they all look in fear at you as you enter the room.
Yeah, and I just signal and be like, "It's safe. It's safe."
Is it dark right now, you say?
It's kind of dark. There's some light shining through the windows up above, but it's still like it's kind of the air is musty and dust, and you can see like the light beams coming through, hitting the opposite wall. There's giant support pillars on either side, made of wood.
There's no like torches or like lanterns or anything nearby, is
nothing
there?
like that.
Okay. Then I will cast light on my longsword that's at my hip, so it's
And-
at least slightly lighter.
Immediately upon doing so, you see like a big group of people right around you, like shy away from the light, and it's like blinding them. Hello? An
Who are you
older
guys?
man walks. Who are you?
We're here to help you. Are you from? I forgot the place again. Nevada.
Yes, we're all from Nevada. We survived, but they've locked us in here now. We thought they were going to help us.
I'm afraid
we're
that's
gonna
not the
help you.
case, but we will.
Oh, all right. And Do you plan on getting us out of here? This is the only entrance we've been able to find.
How long have you been in here for?
A few days, but they haven't brought us any food or water. We've been surviving on what little we've had. There are some who did not survive.
I know
I'm sorry for your loss.
They were badly injured.
I know that you most likely want out of here, all of you, but unfortunately, with as many of you as there are, we can't risk taking you through the city the way things are now.
I need a perception check from everybody.
I got an 8. I don't perceive it.
That's a 10. A 10 on my part.
Dirty 20 again.
I don't remember.
Dirty 20.
I rolled
Oh,
a 9.
9.
I think it
Bugger.
was 5.
He has a 10.
I think I got a rock. Let me see.
I got a rock.
I got a rock.
Yeah, plus 5, a 14.
So the people who
Better than
rolled
me.
under 10, you kind of hear like a wagon wheel going on the street, but to my dirty 20, you hear a wagon and a horse pull up and stop outside. Armor of soldiers, you hear hit the ground. And you feel a chill as a shadow blocks the light peering underneath the two doors. And you hear a voice. Leave us.
Hold up.
The guards wait for a second. You heard him. Leave.
Nope, nope, nope.
Another soldier says. You as well. You must leave. I have business to attend with these survivors. Very well. And you hear him, yeah! And he takes the horse and leaves. The door opens, and in walks a hooded figure with a white mask. And he looks at the group as well as everyone. You have been chosen to join the armies of the great city, the great kingdom of High Valantry. And to the mages and magic users in the group, you can tell it is starting to summon a massive amount of magical energy. And that is it for
I knew you were gonna do that.
32
on that.
of Yeet for Initiative, guys. Sorry we went a little bit over, Joey.
It's okay.
People who had to leave. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with us. I hope you come back next week. I hope you enjoyed the player memory. It was a blast to write and realistically to read. Thank you so much, Katie, for reading that with me. It definitely made it more fun.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Yeah.
I want a Jaedon Edgar backstory.
Oh, trust me, there will be things gotten to. We are not done with the Braedon arc of Yeet for Initiative yet. We have a lot more.
Hashtag Jedgar.
So there will definitely be some of those memories coming forward. So yeah, have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. And
Thank you for the support today.
Yeah, thank you guys
absolutely.
so
Thank
much.
you guys
Oh my god.
Yeah, we love you guys so much.
For
Y'all
real,
are awesome.
For real. I'm gonna find somebody to raid real quick.
There's this
That's it,
West
Joey's
IRL
on.
guy streaming.
Oh,
I don't know that guy.
Cool.
Who? What?
Pixel Circus is currently streaming, and
I saw
I
that
think-
Joey's live.
I think Raw is too.
Oh,
You
just
don't-
kidding. That was
he
a
finished.
rerun. So I
That
No,
was
think
Raw-
Joey's.
Raw's done. Okay.
Joey is.
That's Joey. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you got someone
You
else
said,
to.
wait, Pixel Circus is going?
There's going. I just hopped on, but it looks like it's a rare because I
It
don't
says it's
see.
still going. Anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
all
still
right.
left.
Yeah, so we're gonna raid Pixel Circus. It's actually got a few of my friends on there, so
Yeah.
let's do this real quick.
Oh, hey, let's do it.
All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. And hopefully I'm spelling this right.
Pixel and then Circus.
Yeah. All right. have a great night,
you
everybody,
go.
and we will see you next week for Yeet for Initiative.
Catch you guys later. Have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Look forward to the stories. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.